Pogo. Has high. Yes. Day when, 90 day when, 90 day when, 90 day when, Pogo. Let's go. Justice, no peace, no justice, no peace, no justice, no peace. Hassle, hassle, hassle. Cakeweight advanced brain worms. Hassle, hassle, hassle. chat. Who is ready for a protest hunting safari? It's all legal now.
Some videos and just do a lot of commentary on his stream. It's all a meme. So now what are we waiting for? Waiting for Hasan. What will he do when he's live? Open up the casino, let the gambler in. It's time to sit. I bet we're gonna be sitting here waiting for Hasan. I used to come here for politics. Now I watch him game and yell at great names all day. God, how long have I been sitting here waiting for Hasan? Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan. Waiting for Hasan.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, a fantastic afternoon, a fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are, no matter what the news are, because I'm Hasan Piker and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We are live and alive, and I hope all the boys, all the girls, and all the MBs are having a great one. It is Friday, November 19th, 2021, 12:13 p.m., and you know, some big news occurred earlier in this morning, on this beautiful Friday morning. Obviously, we're going to get to that very quickly, but this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you a little bit about my personal news, about what's going on, you know. And what's going on is I worked out. I've been watching Dope Sick. Woke up early as hell this morning, worked out, you know, feeling pretty good about myself. I think that that's something I highly recommend you all do as well, especially in, you know, troubled times. You know, in troubled times, you should always focus on your own. Worry about yourself, worry about your families. And, you know, touch some grass. You know what I'm saying? Touch some motherfucking grass, boys. Okay, so obviously we're gonna get to the Rittenhouse stuff. I'll probably tweet. I'll just fucking tweet that I'm live right now without like waiting, really, because there's not really much to talk about other than that. This is like a shit ass day overall. It is a shit ass verdict, an expected one. We talked about it a bunch. The last second, what is this? This clip? Not going to. Oh, did you fucking title this like this so that all the fucking people that want me, all the people that are gonna be like, dude, are you fucking mad? Are you fucking mad? You thought that like he was gonna go to jail and he's not? Is that why you guys like clipped this ahead of time? Prison, bro. You're fucking nuts. Not going to prison, bro. You're fucking nuts. That's crazy, bro. But if you ask the fucking weirdos on the internet, like, if you ask the weirdos on the internet, like, I was, you know, thinking that he was definitely without a shred of a doubt going to prison, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, we should make this a chat command. You know what I mean? You're nuts. There's no shot he's going to prison. I would be very surprised if he goes to prison. Not going to prison, bro. You're fucking nuts. That's so weird, man. That's so weird. That kind of shatters the expectation that a lot of fucking people had, that, you know, fucking I was claiming that Kyle Rittenhouse was going to prison all day, every day. You know what I mean? But why is he not going to prison, Hasan? Dude, you are such a fucking pathetic little dweeb. Go here. Have your fucking 3 seconds of fame, you fucking orbiter cuck little shit. Oh my God. I can't believe I gave you even a fucking little crummy boy of fucking clout. Okay. Num, 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 num. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. You think this is a free space for you? 27-month subscriber, you fucking orbiter shit. Get the fuck out of here, you pathetic little bitch. Anyway, what were we saying? What was I talking about? Good start to the broadcast, though. Shabibo replied to me. Oh, he did? He said, well, there it is, the Rittenhouse precedent. That precedent is called self-defense, and it has been central to every single legal regime in human history. Oh! Oh! There it is, boys! Nobody self-defense outside of Ben Shabibo's house, okay? Don't do it. A precedent is called self-defense. No way, dude, is it? That's crazy. I don't want to say I hope nobody self-defense is outside of your house, you know, because, you know, people I'm more likely to get murdered in that situation than Ben is. So, not a Coke can. It's clean, which is a sparkling yerba mate. It's a yerba mate. Anyway, America do be kind of broken. I mean, it is. We knew that already. We knew that it's a fucking, we have a white supremacist criminal justice system. I don't know why people get so fucking triggered by the sentiment, okay? Obviously, there is a fuckload of leniency offered to, especially a young wannabe cop, conservative kid who fucking shot literally people that were there during a fucking BLM protest. So, yeah. And if you consider that to be ridiculous, if you consider that sentiment to be ridiculous, then, you know, shut the fuck up. Plus you're white, plus ratio, plus you never even fell up so that you could fell off. Okay? I'm just saying, like, that's nuts. It's fucking insane. The idea that, like, you know, people's attitudes are not remarkably different when the person that, like, is on trial is literally like a fucking white person. Like, the defense was we're gonna talk about it. Hold on, I need to fucking tweet that I'm live. Okay, daycare is open. Bring the fucking Normans in, dude. Let the Normans in. The funniest thing is, like, Republicans have been like, I hope Kyle Rittenhouse sues you. For what? Like, what am I saying? Like, this idea that, like, something I'm saying is, like, slanderous is so insane. Like, what I'm going to get sued for saying, I think it's psychotic that you can bring a gun to a protest and get away with killing multiple people. Like, that's... It's called freedom of speech, baby. But also, like, what kind of fucking insane snowflake take is that? Where it's like, I hope he sues you. Well, what is he gonna sue me for fucking hurting his feelings? Twitter leftists think you threatened him and they're fucking insane. Wait, threatened who? It's like such a weird fucking take that people are just like like, I didn't realize in the United States of America, the freest nation on earth, baby, that you can't, like, literally fucking what, criticize the criminal justice system and the way that a jury you know, found someone not guilty. I don't understand. People are like, it's so fucking stupid, dude. My family's from Kenosha. They're very pleased with the verdict. Oh, I'm happy for your family, okay? People are fucking jumping up at this, like, hold on. I'm gonna own Ben by saying, hey, remember when you had to delete all the cars drive over protesters compilations on the Daily Wire when that Nazi hold on, cars drive over protesters compilations on the Daily Wire when that Nazi killed Heather Heyer? Can't wait for the defending private property compilations. Anyway, I live in Kenosha and we're all hearing helicopters and my work is closing early. We're all slightly worried about the cycle continuing. Glad the brick news is fake though. Was on the phone with my mom yesterday and she forced this trial topic on me and angry at her, explaining how this trial will embolden vigilante terrorism. Calm your rhetoric today, Hasan. You're going to get banned. You have all Nazis reporting you. Yeah, I know. I mean, if I thought that this verdict was going to be any different than it actually was, then, you know, maybe I would be a little easier to fucking upset. But I am of the belief that this is how the American criminal justice system works regardless. So. Was it not the Daily Wire? Didn't Daily Wire also have like car running comps? Remember the what? Hey Hasan, I fuck with the beanie. I also fuck Ben-Shapiro. Oh yeah, it was. Wait, it was Daily Caller. Did Daily Wire not do that as well? I thought it was Daily Wire as well. Or was it just Daily Caller? Worth noting that the trial here in Charlottesville trying to hold Jason Kessler, Richard Spencer, and the crying Nazi, etc., responsible for the events of August 11th and 12th in 2017 is also in jury deliberations. Yeah. Well, I didn't post it yet, so. I did see what Ann Coulter tweeted out. We're going to look at that in a second. We're workshopping the ratio. Well, he didn't work for... Dude, this is... Yo, that death threat you retweeted got 26K likes. Pog. Yeah. I know. It was the Daily Caller. I can't find anything about the Daily Wire doing it. The most sane patriots are excited for this precedent. I'm sure this will shock no one, but the usual Proud Boys and QAnon Telegram channels are reacting like their team just won the Super Bowl right now, already seeing comments about this setting a precedent for rioters and how they will be dealt with in the future. Yeah, no, totally, dude. That's true. I mean, it's like... It's totally, that's just what the normal fucking brained conservatives are going to do. Madison Cawthorn has already offered Kyle Rittenhouse a patriotic internship. Dude, I fucking told you guys that they were going to be like this. I told you guys that they were going to react this way, okay? Let the Normans in. Kyle Rittenhouse walks free tonight. In the most predictable, but still conservatives react. Blood thirsty fantasies about defending private property in riots. Get in now. www.twitch.tv/HasanAbi. Okay, there it is. Bro, Ann Coulter is so fucking stupid. Holy shit. It's so pathetic. It's so fucking embarrassing. These people are just like, get better memes, guys. Come on. Or just don't meme if you don't know how to fucking meme. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see. Okay, I'll just use this one. Okay, there it is. Tweets out, boys. Let your fucking friends and family and all the Normans know. I'm eager to go on a quick kill streak on the next protest now that I know I can. Okay, dude, you can't say that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I can't wait till someone chases me so I can blast the fuck out of him and 7 shots to the dome. Like, bro, listen. You can't have, like, psychopathic, bloodthirsty urges in this chat. Like, you will get banned, okay? Like, this isn't the fucking Kenosha court system, okay? There's only one judge, jury, executioner here, and that's me, motherfucker. And you know I'm fucking brutal. I will clap you. You think, like, just because something is acceptable and appropriate in the American court of law and the American criminal justice system means you're gonna fucking get away with it here? No shot. No fucking shot, dude. The defense said that they ran 2 mock trials, one putting Rittenhouse on the stand to testify and one without it. It did better with him on it, which is why they did it. Rehearsed the fuck out of this shit, probably including the crying. Bro, it doesn't matter. It's not just like Rittenhouse fucking crying. It's not Rittenhouse just crying that like saved his ass. It's like the American criminal justice system is literally created in a way that like Rittenhouses will get free for doing Rittenhouse type things. Okay. If this is like new information to you, I'm just going to let you know that's always what is going to happen. Okay. That is what this system is designed for. You get the level of leniency and the aggressive judge that will even be like contentious against the prosecution only in instances where you have a fucking 17-year-old white kid who literally was shooting at rioters, okay? That's it. And there's enough like evidence if you massage it and if you fucking rob it of its context of what Kyle Rittenhouse was doing there, why he was there to begin with, and if you massage the case, like of course there's enough information there where you could just say this is self-defense. And the second and third shootings, well, those are just, additional tack-on kills. You know what I'm saying? You just get like, you just catch a quick fade, dude.
I don't usually donate, but I figured you'd know the answer.
Now fashions are shooting rioters. I mean, it's just like
trial to a superior court where the judge isn't some potent
12 dumbass called jury called the shots or anything about the law. It doesn't matter. Don't be beta comments. People will get more time saying crazy stuff reacting to the verdict than the literal murderer. Stay safe. Yeah. Not to mention the money Kyle's legal team had. They had enough to run 2 mock jury trials, according to his lawyer. Yeah, dude, they fucking raised like $2 million, didn't they? They raised a lot of money, dude. Like, they literally, listen, dude, the case here. I mean, the criminal justice system did everything it can, okay? Everything in its fucking power to make sure that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't even get a fucking slap on the wrist. Oh, the barrel of the rifle is really long. So technically it's a hunting rifle now. And technically he should be able to carry it around. Crossing state lines, violation of curfew, all of those things don't matter. Being 17 years old doesn't matter. We can't use the fucking footage of him literally 15 days prior saying, if only I had my AR-15, I'd shoot at those motherfuckers. We can't use that. What does that matter? It's just like there was a lot that went into this case where you could not successfully show additional context My heart goes out to the people that bravely tried to stop what they thought was an active shooter. Okay, he was active and he was shooting. And it's really fucking sad that, you know, one of those dudes died and the other one got fucking maimed, you know? It's just nuts. Everything fucking sucks. But it's also unsurprising. Okay? Self-defense once had serious limitations. Originally, English common law doctrine held a duty to retreat. That means you were obligated to retreat in the face of an attack. Yeah, I mean, not in America, though. And not in America. And I was thinking about this a lot. But making a joke about killing him during St. Patty's Day parade is fine. You're a hypocrite, dude. What do you mean? First of all, do you think like when someone else retweets someone else's joke that they themselves are saying it? Is that what you think? Number one, that was a funny ass fucking joke. And number two, I'm confused. If you declare Kyle to be innocent, then you understand that what Jabuki said is also a legal kill. So, you know, that's just innocent. If someone did that to Kyle, then they would be innocent as well. What the fuck do you mean? Or you think that like what Kyle did was fucked up and he got away with a murder and now, you know, someone else is going to do the same to him or something like that. Because you can't hold on to, you can't have that level of cognitive dissonance on the one hand where you're simultaneously saying, oh no, he's the most innocent man in America because it's self-defense. And then also if someone's self-defense is Kyle Rittenhouse, well then that's really fucked up that you're, you know, urging that to happen. I'm just saying, bro. Kind of fucked up. Which one is it? Anyway. Also, yeah, don't worry. George Zimmerman is still alive. Nobody's going to do anything. Yeah. So, it's such a strange situation to like fucking be so congratulatory and excited celebrating what occurred here. Like it's a very weird thing. I feel like people don't recognize how terrifying of a precedent this sets. It's kind of frustrating. I think people are refusing to acknowledge that, you know, this is basically a carte blanche vigilantism approach. As long as there's like a protest and that protest gets out of control, then, you know, vigilantes that have already been going to all these protests before Kyle Rittenhouse will continue to go to these protests after Kyle Rittenhouse and be way more trigger happy. And even if they go to fucking jail ultimately, okay? Even if they go to jail ultimately because like next time around, someone is going to be horny and the dude that they fucking kill is not going to be a pedophile, okay? And there's going to be more videos of them like openly saying like, I want to murder protesters. And then they're fucked. Then they're going to be treated like James Fields Jr., the Nazi in Charlottesville. But it doesn't matter because they killed people already. Do you understand? Do you get it? Because the precedent was set. It's established. So someone thought, I can do this. I can do this and get away with it. It's insane. And yeah, if Huber had a gun and shot Rittenhouse immediately after he killed Rosenbaum, Huber probably could get off with self-defense as well as saying they took out an active shooter. This case proves shooter be shot, which is fucking ridiculous. Exactly. Exactly. That is precisely at the heart of my fucking criticism of this insanely fucked situation. Okay? Like, now everyone is going to fucking bring more guns to the protest because leftists are going to be like, well, I have to protect myself. And the prosecution literally said that, by the way. And that's crazy. Can you do a video about everything to know about Kyle Rittenhouse? I especially want to know about him being a white supremacist. That's bait. It was 100% bait. Let's see what the other takes are that this person has put out. Yeah, this dude is like literally saying that so he can just be like, ha, you're going to get... Wait, never mind. Can you make a video like... He said, how the fuck this man trying to tell his fans to be armed and dangerous like Juice WRLD? What the fuck? This cracker don't need to disrespect Juice like that? What? I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, at least the buildings are safe, baby. Let's go. Whoa, Twitch is forcibly unsubscribing me from your channel and isn't letting me resubscribe. Are other people having this issue? Wait, really? The Zimmerman verdict said you could shoot people for wandering past your house. The Rittenhouse verdict says you can go places to shoot people. Yeah, as long as you can like establish that you were there under the honorable intentions of defending gas stations, you know, and the town over. So the thing I want to say is this. One thing that I was thinking about, same issue. Wait, what? Wait, really? I can't sub either. What the fuck? Hold on. Chat, are you having it with just Hasan or other channels too? Maybe it's just bugged, chatters. Hold on. I'll reach out to my account manager, okay?
Question mark.
It's bait, they're getting you free subs? No, I don't think so. Says gift the sub now back to normal. Hold on. One second.
Yes.
Anyway. Bug the reload. I'm subbed again. Wait, what? Just refresh, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's all a bug. All my subscriptions are missing. Hey, thank you, Nice Bathroom, for the 5 get the subs. Anyway, listen, let's keep going. Let's keep fucking going. Let's keep going. Okay, so the thing that I have talked about already, the celebrations of Kyle Rittenhouse are fucking gross, right? They're just like gross. They're weird. They're expected. So many people are calling him like a saint. Okay. Saying that he was like the most legal and most innocent man in America or some shit. It's like fucking pure psycho nonsense, right? But what is also just refresh or click the gift the sub button and close it again. It's fixed. Oh, okay. It might just be a bug. Part of the reason why a lot of people, including like liberals and whatnot, feel this way, though. Part of the reason why a lot of people feel this way about like Kyle Rittenhouse, the most legal man in America, getting the most legal kills in America, is because of America's very weird gun culture. Like we have the worst kind of gun brain.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I can't find.
And I think because I've been thinking a lot about this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are so many people like unironically defending Kyle? Like, I mean, just simply reducing the case to, oh, it's self-defense. It was self-defense in that moment, in that immediate moment when, like, you know, Rosenbaum was rushing him, and then also all the other people that he killed, that was also self-defense, because once you do one self-defense, you can do self-defense over and over and over again. You can self-defense 100 people, right? And as long as they're coming at you. So, and I realize it's because people fantasize about that exact same thing. Like, this is a base, primal male fantasy for the most part. It's an American fantasy where, you know, oh man, if only I had a gun, you know what I mean? I could just like fucking defend other people and be the fucking hero of the day, you know what I mean? And it's like matched up with the conservative fantasy of like wanting to get a legal kill, and you know, being able to like shoot at protesters and stuff like that, you know, and be defended by the entire conservative right and even like some liberals. I feel like that is part of the reason why so many people are looking at this and going, oh no, this instance of like premeditated self-defense or like putting yourself in a situation whether you knew you were actually going to act out on those desires or not doesn't even fucking matter. Like you purposely went out there with a fucking gun, a protest with a fucking gun, and then ended up using it. Like that's the most honorable thing you can do because people want to be the good guy with a gun. It's like a very weird delusional fantasy created by the fucking NRA, perpetrated by our media constantly. And I feel like it has a lot of staying power. And that's part of the reason why so many Americans aren't looking at this in the same way that I am, or in the same way that some of you guys are, especially if you're not from here, where you're like, you could just bring an AR-15 to a fucking protest, walk around with it, wave it around, and like actually end up fucking shooting people? That sounds insane. The most sane people living in other OECD nations, okay, where they actually do have gun regulations, and also do have like some reasonable laws around self-defense and whatnot, they're like, this is nuts. This is an insane thing that Americans are doing. What else is new? They don't even have fucking healthcare, right? But to Americans, it's the most normal thing. Like, it's the most American primal fucking thing. You're like, I'm defending private property and I'm doing it with my AR-15. Like, I think that's what, that's at the heart of this, that is at the heart of this, difference in opinion between someone like myself and like all the fucking weirdos on the internet. All the weirdos on the internet defending Kyle Rittenhouse, because like for them, they think they would be Kyle Rittenhouse. Like they want to be in Kyle Rittenhouse's shoes. You know what I mean? This is like I said, it's a primal base fantasy that a lot of people have. I look at that and I think someone is trying to become a fucking active shooter. Like, wait, do non-American men not daydream about getting in fights and doing sick karate to some bad dudes? No, they do, but that's like, that male fantasy, and it's one that I have as well, and I certainly did when I was younger, is like a normal one where you just like fucking fight someone at school, you know what I mean? And you fucking beat them, like you beat your bully, right? With your bare hands. That's a little different than like, you know, having a gun and fantasizing about shooting people with that gun. The main difference there is the availability of guns and the acceptability of guns in public. That's the big problem. And that's what the difference is between like America and other countries that actually aren't psychotic. Okay? That's the difference.
Young Dolph.
And we're seeing, like, we're literally seeing this unfold right in front of our eyes. I mean, you are such a bootlicker, says Dirty Harry Overwatch. I mean, dude, you can't even make this up. This is pretty funny. My man literally, my man's name is Dirty Harry. Of course you're gonna fucking have this fantasy. You're literally, your Avi is the main creator of this fantasy, dude. It's like the most common trope. Yeah, I'm fucking Dirty Harry. No, you're not. You're a pasty little bitch. And luckily, you'll never leave your basement. Okay? But that's it. Yeah, you want to feel lucky or whatever the fuck Dirty Harry says. Like, but your name is literally Dirty Harry. You're proving the point I'm trying to make here. Normal human beings do not feel this way. Normal human beings should not feel about becoming active shooters in a situation, in a riot situation where they do an ocular tactical, the pat down, an ocular pat down, and then fucking shoot people. You know, that's like psychotic. And to the people who are saying like, imagine defending a pedophile, like, no, fuck that guy. However, you can't create a system where you just like fucking randomly clap people with the hopes that they're fucking pedophiles so you can get away with it. I mean, that's insane. And secondly, and more importantly, if Kyle knew Rosenbaum was a pedophile beforehand and he shot him, Kyle would be 100% in jail for premeditative murder. So whenever you bring up this person's like criminal record, okay, whenever you bring up this person that Kyle killed and his like background and his criminal record, you're literally just like defeating the whole point. if it's like straight cut and dry self-defense, you don't have to fucking mention that he's a pedophile or whatever. Because if Kyle knew that he was a pedophile before he shot and killed him, he would absolutely go to fucking jail because that's premeditated murder. You can't know that someone's a pedophile and then like, you know, when they're running up at you, just fucking clap them and get away with it. That means that you're like knew what the fuck you were doing. Anyway. Yeah, you can't shoot people. I hate that this bears repeating, but guys, you can't shoot people in the head because they're bad people. Okay? I feel like I need to repeat this for a lot of people who spend all their time on the internet and like fantasize about killing people. And some of those people are me. They think that like, you know, I'm a bad person and they want to fucking kill me and stuff. But like, first of all, I'm not a bad person. I hope you recognize that. But also, secondly, you can't just run around killing people. I mean, and I'm someone who criticizes the state when they do that. I'm someone who criticizes the people that already have the monopoly on violence when they exercise that monopoly. So, of course, I'm going to be even additionally upset about vigilante justice. Okay? That's crazy. You can't go around killing people. The court just decided so. Yeah. You can't ocular pat down the world to justify any action, including murder law. Yeah. And in the same breath, they shout the courts did great, like the irony. Yeah. Of course, Joseph Robinette Biden came out with a, yep, it's the Mac attack.
Do you have any reaction to the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict?
I just heard a moment ago.
Do you have any reaction?
I didn't watch the trial.
Damn, Jim Crow Joe. He was like, I'm too busy pooping my pants, Jack. I was hanging out in the Vatican.
Why, you know.
Do you stand by your past comment equating
No, it
him
works.
to white supremacy?
Well, look, I stand by what the jury has concluded. The jury system works, and we have to abide by it.
Sir, what is the state of your health, sir? What is the state of your health after this exam today?
Good. They're going to release all the
I just
detail.
supped.
I feel great. Nothing's changed. We're in great shape. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to celebrating my 58th birthday.
Bro, you don't want to ask Biden what his take is on the fucking Emmett Till situation either, okay? So, that's Jim Crow Joe. Cut the malarkey, Jack. They call me Jim Crow Joe. 3 strikes law. We need more Kyle Rittenhouses in the streets for people selling marijuana. That was very crime bill of him. It's like a funny way to reference someone. Yeah, he's being real crime bill right now. Give me real... He's serving real crime bill Joe here. You know, this is old school Jim Crow Joe.
Subbing is working fine for me.
My sister lives in America and I have to move there soon and I'm terrified of being on the opposite side of this psychotic law system. Listen, as long as you're white and you like avoid conservative people, you will be fine until they like literally make it legal to murder people who are like openly socialist or something. It hasn't happened yet, you know, so I think we're fine for the time being, but you know. And it's like it is very fucking strange that I am hearing from so many people who are like, dude, you got fucking wrecked, dude. The criminal justice system fucking owned you. Like, hold this L. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm a leftist. The criminal justice system owns me on a daily basis, okay? Julius Jones was slated to be executed for a crime he did not commit, in my opinion, okay, by the state of Oklahoma. And the governor literally commuted his execution and then gave him a fucking life sentence. And the parole board, his own fucking people that he appointed, literally recommended to give him a life sentence with an opportunity to, with an opportunity to walk potentially and with an opportunity to get a fucking parole. And he was like, no, life without parole, baby. Let's go. So yeah, I took an L there too, because I don't think about this from the point of view of like, my team won the debate today on the internet. And more so think about it from like, what are the material consequences of a court case working this way? What are the consequences of like the criminal justice system operating in the way that it does? It might feel good that you think you won an argument, but ultimately, like, people are still suffering. You know what I mean? And that's the real sad part. And you kind of betray the values that you supposedly espouse when you see everything from the framework of like, I just won the internet argument. You know, it's just like you're kind of a dildo who just fucking has no values and has no fucking perspective in the world. And all you kind of care about is just like functionally winning an argument, I guess. And you're too stupid to understand the argument that I'm making half the time, because I'm not even saying that like Kyle Rittenhouse was not going to walk and he's definitely going to jail. I mean, I did say that Kyle Rittenhouse was going to walk. There's older videos. People are already fucking clipping older videos of mine to show you, right? It's more so that I am saddened that the American criminal justice system is ridiculous. I'm more shocked by Pete and Kim than Rittenhouse going free. Hey, what's up, Ludwig? I've decided, Ludwig, it's worse when you fucking put me in a... Yeah, here. Going to prison, bro. You're fucking nuts. Here you go. You're nuts. There's no shot he's going to prison. Not going to prison, bro. You're fucking nuts. You're nuts. There's no shot he's going to prison. Argument winning, making the world a better place. Like, yeah, it's just not. It's just never going to. It's never. This court case is not going to make the world a better place. This decision is not going to make the world a better place. You can try to fucking justify it in your mind by being like, no, it's just a self-defense law. It's just like incredible. What do you mean? It's just self-defense, all you want. But ultimately, this is like opening up the floodgates to further vigilante violence, which we know conservatives are hyper fucking agitated by and totally love getting involved in, you know? So, yeah, I don't know what to say other than, you know, it's not, it just sucks. You're just celebrating America's further fucking decline, you know?
Massive and positive impact on people and society, so thank you.
Oh my God. Tune in as I pardon the national Thanksgiving turkey, Jack. Yeah, there's no better timing. He's like, well, I was going to pardon the real turkey, Kyle Ritten turkey, okay? If the court found him guilty, I was going to say, not illegal, Jack. Yeah. 10 months of being radicalized by Cussy. Thanks for helping me not video game myself. Also, fuck Kyle Rittenhouse. Can we get a segment today where you watch some of the hyper cringe live action bebop clips for the memes? No, because I don't want to fucking die, okay? That's what the Kyle Rittenhouse defenders want. For me to fucking die of cringe by watching the Cowboy Bebop live action rendition that is so fucking awful. I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be so good. I thought maybe, just maybe it'll be good. And I was fucking wrong, okay? And no, that's not happening. And it fucking sucks. And if I watch it, I will die of cringe. That precedent is called self-defense, and it has been central to every single regime. And I don't know what to tell. I don't know, dude. Listen, I want to reply to this, but I just don't like. I mean, wasn't the fucking Quebec like mosque shooter literally Ben Shapiro fan and talked about the how like he got radicalized watching Ben Shapiro? Should Kyle have gotten a first degree murder charge? No.
It worked for me.
Someone could say the same thing about you, no? What do you mean? What did I just say?
It says I'm not subscribed, but in chat it says I can celebrate 12 months, baby. So it's probably a bug.
Armed vigilantes taking matters into their own hands if they were defending property near you. Just saying. Near you and your family.
No.
Taking the bait? I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything like that unreasonable here. You know what I mean? Looks like the sub glitch is all fixed now. Should I not tweet that? No, it's mid. Tell him 9/11 was self-defense. Don't listen to chat on fucking matters of tweets is not right. Listening to chat has helped me in the past. Is the U.S. the only country with the world with legal open carry? I mean, no.
Is this working?
I think it will look bad to tweet ill against Ben Shapiro. He'll cry for weeks. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. Okay, listen. I think the sub glitch is no longer broken. So that's a good thing because it comes right at the top of the hour where there's a 60-second ad break. Now, of course, we're going to continue looking at the Rittenhouse verdict. There's like live coverage coming from Ben Shapiro. But if you want to have an ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe. There's multiple ways you can sit and wait for a fucking gifted sub, but you know it might never come. You can also subscribe yourself for $5, or you can subscribe for free if you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account. That way you get one free Prime subscription a month. And yeah, here's the ad break now. Thank you, Demon Seaman, for rendering 10 people unable to see subs, by the way.
It works now. Also, it must be the
Imagine they redid Die Hard 3, but this time it's Bruce Willis goes into Harlem with the racist signs and results him killing everyone because he was scared. That's basically the story of this asshole kid. Yeah, I mean...
Obviously, I'm elated that Kyle Rittenhouse is...
Cone in the pool for today. The funniest fucking name. Thank you for the 5 get the subs. And Kiss My Cass. Thank you for the 5 get the subs.
Getting his life back, and that he's not going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But a part of this feels bittersweet. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like we're even having to go through this process, that we're even at the end of our seats wondering, is this guy going?
Bro, this fucking white supremacist demon on the right here of the panel, okay? This white supremacist demon is still on the timeline trying to fucking argue that Ahmaud Arbery deserve to be fucking murdered by those 2 racists, okay? Or the 3 races, the racist, father-son team. Get Gemo, thank you for the 5 get the subs. Thank you, High Ghost, for the 5 get the subs. So like, I don't care about her POV. You know what I mean? It's just like,
going to get his life back? Or are people going to be so fearful of mob justice and of people coming after their families?
she's literally black. Who the fuck is she, a white supremacist? Yes, black people can also be white supremacists. I don't know if you knew this or not. I don't know if you've ever like met black people, but like ask black people about white supremacist black people and they will quickly inform you. There's very colorful ways of you know, there's a long and colorful history of you know, black people operating at the behest of white supremacy, all the way from Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks to Uncle Tom to numerous other cases. Okay, it's just like kind of silly to just be like, "Is a black person?" Samuel Jackson portraying a character in Django Unchained.
Got baited into subbing again. Great.
I've debated a black white supremacist. His name is Jesse Lee Peterson.
They're just going to vote the way that the mainstream media and legacy media wants them to.
Thank you, M. Julian as and Jimmy
Bo.
Bo.
Also because of his age, and I'm talking about when this actually took place. He was a 17-year-old kid. His life is never going to be the same, right? You don't come out of this and as the same person that you were going into this. This is a kid that was smeared as a domestic terrorist and a white supremacist, not just by media members, but by the now sitting president of the United States. You know, then he was campaigning for the president of the United States. This is problematic.
Bro, it's wild to just like, first of all, Joe Biden is literally stating, okay, in that ad, I can't believe I'm defending the fucking Jim Crow Joe over here, but like, he's stating that people are gearing up and going to protest. A lot of those people are fucking white supremacist militias. It's true. Why the fuck are you fighting side by side with a fucking white supremacist militia looking like a white supremacist militia person and then crying that people said it's like wearing a fucking Klan robe and going to the Klan rally, okay, and sitting around the cross that's on fire, and then when they derobe you, you go, hold on. What do you mean I'm a part of the Klan? I simply got this robe from Mima. Hold on a second. Are you fucking kidding me? I thought we were doing ghost stories. Like, you can't walk like a duck, talk like a duck, act like a duck, shoot like a fucking duck, and then turn around and be like, I can't believe they're saying this. I can't believe this, dude. What do you want him to do? Like,
4 months, yo.
Well, hold on now, Hasan. Did he say he was a white supremacist paramilitary person? That's right. Fucking got him. The old, he didn't say the N-word defense.
My mom said prayers to Rittenhouse and his family. WTF, mate. Thanks
for
everything you do, Hassel.
So for me right now, I'm going to be completely honest. I want vengeance. Like I want to make sure that Kyle, until he's 92 years old, is suing every single person from LeBron James to Joe Biden to the people that are in Congress.
This is like a very weird narrative that that the right is going on now, and no surprise that like all these fucking supposedly centrist neoliberal accounts that are on this platform as well are like going off on that too. It's like Kyle Rittenhouse is gonna sue Hasan Piker. Like, what the fuck? For what? For what, dude? He's gonna sue me for saying that I think it's fucking idiotic to like bring a gun to a fucking protest. He's gonna sue me for saying that the white supremacist criminal justice system has once again offered leniency to a 17-year-old white kid who fucking shot and killed 2 people and maimed a 3rd at a fucking protest. That's what that's none of those things are untrue, and also that you can't sue someone for that. I agree. Sue them all and deplatform HasanAbi because he's a worthless dumbass.
Why do so many people
deplatform? You sound like a fucking. You sound like a snowflake libtard bitch. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know. I thought y'all were free speech Andes, dude. What happened? So much for that fucking First Amendment. Am I right? And like, this is also another fucking insane moment here that we have brought up in the past. Like, he already went on the fucking George Zimmerman ass tour, you know? We've seen this before. Like, he literally went on to the fucking, he went on to do the George Zimmerman tour. Wearing a free as fuck shirt. He flashed hate symbols posed with Proud Boys in a Wisconsin bar, prosecutors say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're really going to tell me this guy is, you know, this guy's real sad about what happened? Oh, no, he was crying on the stand, though. He was crying on the stand. Hasan, why are you doing with the toxic masculinity? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, he's gonna fucking. I memed like a while ago. I memed that like, you know, he was gonna fucking get a job in Congress, and Matt Gaetz has already come out and said he wants to fucking hire him as a congressional intern.
Thanks for the content, beggars. Sucks everything is so shit all the time.
I'm just gonna say, hope nobody's self-defensing around you. That's like, I need to respond to this. Stop, don't do it. Why do you guys keep stopping me to do it? He would call it a threat. Why is that a threat? It's just self-defense. It's premeditated self-defense that someone else might do. I just don't understand. Like,
do you think there is a
there's a difference between the First Amendment and defamation, idiot? What? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Where is it?
America only problem 2.
It's just like, the problem is like, if he says, wow, that's a threat, then he's just like saying, oh, so, you know, self-defense doesn't fucking work, does it? How can people claim it's self-defense and go and hail him as a hero? If you think he's a hero, doesn't that mean protesters should die even if it's not self-defense?
Pogu.
Self-defense for conservatives and leftists are supposed to just take it. That's the narrative of this shit-ass country. Fuck Kyle. Yeah, literally.
Hi.
Okay, I'll just do a pussy-ass tweet and say, if you think this won't... I'm just gonna say, if you think this won't increase gun violence at rallies, I don't know what to tell you, man. There you go. Now everyone's gonna fucking say I'm a pussy for saying that instead, and not the other thing. Okay, there it is. Now chat will fucking turn around and act like they all were an advocate for me to say the first thing all along.
Sanity in an insane world.
There you go. The duality of chat. Okay, all the free thinkers better fucking still like and retweet this, you motherfuckers. What is this? 205 likes only? I'm done. I'm done with this community. I'm done. I'm going to Kenosha for a wrestling tournament tonight, and I'm kind of worried she's going to pop off now after this verdict. I think they will, yeah. You guys fucking yelled at me and didn't want me to do it, and now you're not fucking helping with this ratio. Let's see. This community is fucking gone off its hinges. Okay, anyway, listen. Respectable Law also said this. He said the big lesson here is that you should not under any circumstance attempt to disarm one of these right-wing death squad dorks when they start shooting. Instead, you shoot them. You should just shoot them. Gun-toting patriots already reporting me for saying you should shoot an active shooter, which is really confusing given everything we've been told about for years. Yeah, it's like the automatic assumption is that you're not a good guy with a gun if you're a leftist, and you're only a good guy with a gun if you're a right-winger. That's basically it. I'm not entirely insensitive to the idea that many rank-and-file reactionaries can be given class consciousness and turned away from that garbage, but if you don't mind, I think I'll draw the line at alt-right, at right-wing paramilitaries who are currently shooting guns at people.
4 months hassle.
I think Chad's liking Ben's tweet. No. I wonder if Ben&Shapiro cries to his wife at night constantly being cucked and ratio by you. No, he probably doesn't care. Literally, the guy who didn't shoot Kyle got shot by him. Yeah. If he had actually successfully shot him, then he would be in a good position overall. He would have fucking, you know, he would have actually gotten away with it. They would have celebrated him as a person who took down an active shooter. 200 chatters like Ben's tweet. I love doing these ratios because it gives me a better understanding of like how many freaks are in here right now. You know what I mean?
Thanks for teaching us
like
to lead with our hearts and
how many people fucking went in and were like, I hate Hasan so much. I'm watching him right now and I can't wait to fucking like. I'm going to go and like Ben&Shapiro's tweet. Like, now we know at least 200 of you fucking loser freaks are in this chat. Can you go back to having only 10K viewers so I can have a better chance of getting gifted subs? I think it spreads evenly through all the followers and not necessarily through... Anyway. Wish my friend Hussein a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Hussein. The distraction? Okay. Where is our America deserved Hasan and what have you done with him? What? That I'm being like calmer and fucking nicer? Making fun of rural people as always from your $3 million house? Wait, what? Wait, making fun of rural people? What the fuck do you mean? Yo, listen, you fucking pussy ass motherfuckers. Let me just say something real quick, okay? I don't give a fuck. What is this like? I despise the way that like so many conservatives try to fucking like you know, engage in this like pussy ass fucking SJW ass way of being like, I can't believe you're making fun of rural people. Okay, first of all, I make fun of everybody, okay? There's like psychopathic fucking pedophile billionaires that I make fun of. There's all the weirdo fucking delusional liberals and bi-coastal elites that I make fun of. And sometimes I'm going to make fun of fucking rural people who are acting like hogs, okay? So shut the fuck up. What is this pussy bullshit? Don't make fun of me. I'm working class. That doesn't absolve you, okay? You can still be a fucking absolute dumbass. Also, making fun of rural people? Like, what's up, dude? You're just gonna LARP as a fucking rural person? Like, you're living in the Appalachian Mountains? You can't even get fucking dental care because you live in a fucking suburb of a big city with the rest of your dumbass, inbred ass fucking white friends and family members? Like, is that what we're doing now? The next level that we've gotten to is that, like, everyone living in a fucking annoying ass starter home in the suburbs driving a big ass fucking sedan or an SUV is actually a rural person now. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Holy shit. Lumpen prole motherfucker. Suck my dick.
12-month POG THX for the stream's hassle.
What have you done? Rural is a protected class under the Civil Rights Act, actually. Can't enable him if they only pulled up themselves by their bootstraps.
Fantasies, I'm getting confused over here. Has flex.
it's just like very fucking strange. So many people are now doing the exact same thing that they fucking criticize the left for doing, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, being a rural person is going to a fucking protest, grabbing your friend's AR-15 and just starting blasting, dude. That's just like, that's being a rural American, brother.
6 months pogo.
Only right-wingers are ever considered the good guy with a gun in the fantasy. This verdict proves this. Kind of hate days on which I think I'm glad I own body armor. Rural activities having absolutely nothing to do and no future, so you spend your time being an internet Nazi and killing people in vigilante white supremacist acts of terror. Yeah.
I ain't leaving.
Yeah, and also no one left wing is ever rural, by the way. That's just like an exclusively right wing position to have. I love it. Chatter calls you calm. Second chatter sends you on a legitimate rant immediately. Yeah, I mean, if you say some like really fucking stupid shit, I'm gonna yell at you. Yeah, here you go. This is what Ann Coulter tweeted, by the way. Oh no, you posted cringe. Oh no, Ann Coulter. You know? There hasn't been a left-wing mass shooting in like 30 years. Most deranged TikTok I've seen in my life. Look at the comments. Farrell, this is what
22.
This is what trying to find conservative TikToks did to my algo, by the way. What is it? Friend, why didn't you post on Veterans Day? Don't you have people in World War II? What? Don't you have people in World War II? Thank you, Kelly Davis birthday, for the 10 gifted subs. Wait, what? I think it would be controversial to post why Veterans Day is for all servicemen. Thank you for all that gave their lives for their countries. Wait, what? What the fuck?
YouTube watcher Andy coming in for my
It's not even, you can't even call this a self-report. This is like, self-report is like when it's accidental. This is like on purpose. This is a person who was like, fuck yeah, my granddad is a Nazi. Loki felt that one, had family serve in both sides of the war. I mean, maybe it's just a joke. I don't know. It does seem kind of fucking crazy, though. Stalin missed one. Sure did. Yes, Kamala, earlier today, Kamala was the first female president of the United States, acting president of the United States, while Joe Biden was getting his pussy ate by colonoscopy. That's right, it did happen. In some good news, you know, we had a woman president. It's official, dude. It's official, boys. We did it, Joe. We did it. The parents of Anthony Huber, one of the people killed by Kyle Rittenhouse, released a statement on Friday. Today's verdict sends the unacceptable message that armed civilians can show up in any town, incite violence, and then use the danger they have created to justify shooting people in the street.
Love you, chat.
This is the sad but true reality, okay? This is the truth, unfortunately, okay? And conservatives are celebrating this and agitating. We'll try to imagine that he's trying to join ISIS, then you might become more sympathetic. What the fuck? The domestic terrorists executed 2 people, according to Tucker and his supporters. This is maintaining order. Their murderous rants have inspired many mass shooters, and now they aren't even trying to distance themselves from it. They're excusing it. God help us. Why would Ben-Shapiro think that Ilhan Omar is pro-ISIS? I wonder. That's kind of strange. Kind of weird.
The brain rot has set in.
Also, another weird thing here is that he's basically saying that like Kyle Rittenhouse and his followers are kind of like ISIS, which is also yet another fucking weird self-report. Are they just not even... he's just like saying Kyle Rittenhouse is white ISIS? Such a weird fucking thing to tweet out, dude. What's he doing? How long until Barstool Sports drops the Rittenhouse merch and Christmas sweaters? Oh my fucking God. I really hope they don't do some shit like that. Trayvon Martin was an unarmed 17-year-old. He was killed carrying a bag of Skittles. The right wing called him a threat. Kyle Rittenhouse was 17 years old and armed. He shot and killed 2 people with an AR-15. The right wing calls him a hero. Picking selective photos to try and sell your point too? What do you mean? Like 17-year-old that smokes weed? Is that even Trayvon Martin? Even if it is, like, look, I'm gonna point something out here. I guess everyone's favorite white supremacist darling, who is trying to rehabilitate her profile here, quote tweeted me as well and said, as opposed to the good pedophiles grabbing guns while shouting the N-word fantasy, which leftists would totally apply consistently. So I'm going to point something out here, okay? If you think people can come for your guns and then magically bad people can like grab your guns and use it against you, yes, you're proving my point. Then you shouldn't bring guns to a fucking protest. That's my point. So I'm glad we agree. You should not bring guns to a fucking protest. Okay, and walk around with them because bad people might grab them or try to grab them.
We need a HasanAbi
this is an idiotic take. So guns are bad then, in protest then, I guess. That's just bad. Remove the guns from the protest. That's your opinion? Yes, dude. That is my insane opinion that, you should not be able to bring guns to a fucking protest. You should not. The gun case was dropped, so what's your point? Dude, my point is, I don't give a fuck that they dropped it, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. If the barrel is long enough that you could consider it to be a hunting rifle, then it's okay to hunt humans with it. That's my point. You don't think that that's okay either, so shut the fuck up. Or maybe you do because you're an idiot, but who knows? What does she mean yelling the N-word? I think Rosenbaum, that guy who was like obviously not fucking all there, and a convicted sex offender was like yelling the N-word moments before. Anonymous, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Also, hey, by the way, controversial opinion, but like, if you say the N-word, you shouldn't get fucking domed.
America kek 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 America kek.
And you can go back all the way back to even like the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, where like black paramilitaries walk around with guns and shit too. I've talked about that as a bad thing as well for this very reason, okay? I think it's fucking insane. It's legal to take a gun to a protest. Trying to grab someone's gun isn't. Bro, it doesn't matter what is legal and what is not. What is not. We're having a conversation about morality, which you obviously cannot comprehend. We're having a conversation about what shouldn't be legal. Do you not understand that? That is my point. Oh, it's legal. Okay, you sound like a fucking anti-abolitionist in the pre-Reconstruction era, being like, oh, well, it's legal to own a slave, and it's illegal to allow a slave to go free. So what's your point? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Would you be fine if it was like illegal to be a conservative dumbass? Probably not. You would never be like, oh, well, it's the law. I guess I have to fucking shut the fuck up. Baby fart McZax. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
Love you, Hasan. Keep up the work, buddy.
Protesters were out that night in Kenosha protesting against the justice system as a whole. Yeah. It's comical how he got off on the gun charge because he had a bigger gun than an illegal one. That was like a big turning point too, honestly, because it was like they don't even want to give him anything. Like they don't want to give him like even. They didn't want to give him any charges whatsoever. Kyle Rittenhouse being found not guilty does not mean he's innocent. You being alive does not mean you're not brain dead. Yeah, I mean, this is right up Benny Boy's alley, okay? This is right up his alley. This is like a great opportunity. He can just like LARP as a guy who loves this. Kyle Rittenhouse sentenced to 45 years of CPAC appearances. Yeah, the Onion fucking popped off on that one. To the Europeans that are in my chat, watching, listening, thinking, well, this sounds fucking insane. There are still sane people in this country. There's just not that many of us, and the criminal justice system does not hear our voices and rather, defends the voices of those who are insane. Okay? And Canadians as well. Don't worry. I swear most of these fucking psychos are... What? You're always so damn insecure, insulting others with opinions. You have a point, but being a dick about it shows insecurities. Talking high school, Lamau, cope some more, you racist. You okay? I'm not going to ban this one. I want to investigate this further. Okay. There are sane people in this country. I want to believe that there's still sane people in this country. Not every American is like a gun-toting psychopath who thinks they're going to have their own dirty, hairy moment.
Unpoggers.
Okay. What about the morality of the protesters destroying property? Were they right burning down buildings and cars? Dude, that has absolutely zero to do with this unless you literally think that it's appropriate to, again, become a vigilante in a different fucking state. And some of you want to act like that's normal. I don't think that that is normal, and it's demonstrably bad because you end up killing people. Just because you can get away with killing people does not somehow magically make it okay.
New Jubilee, who isn't a vegan. Let's watch it today, please.
You're literally saying we got to defend inanimate objects by allowing random fucking people with guns to run around and shoot at others.
They could have just let Kaepernick kneel, but now we got this.
America today, you can break the law, carry around weapons built for a military, shoot and kill people and get away with it. That's the message we've just sent to armed vigilantes across the nation. I mean, he's right. And here it is, folks. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse. That's the first count of the information. Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis.
Thank you, Sadgrad PhD, and thank you, Nick Cloud Nick, and
looking good, y'all,
for the gifty subs.
The jury find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse.
You belong in a city if you believe property isn't worth protecting. Dude, protecting your own property, okay, is one thing. But you can't expand on that. Like, it's like taking the castle doctrine and turning it into a law that you could just like enact willy-nilly as long as you're fucking conservative. Okay? You call this, they're slowly legalizing killing protesters. You call this, exactly. Like, guys, you're fucking trying to justify this, but the only people that died on that fucking night, in that week even, were the people that Kyle shot. The most dangerous person at this supposedly incredibly dangerous environment was the fucking supposed good guy with a gun. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Stop eating eggs.
Why are you in here trying to defend someone who literally killed 2 people and maimed the 3rd? And his reasoning for why he was there with a fucking gun was, oh, well, I'm going to defend this gas station. Okay, dude.
Rittenhouse, not guilty.
The most dangerous person was the person attacking him. What the fuck? No, it wasn't. The person attacking him did not have a gun. And there is no evidence that he would fucking even attack anyone else. I mean, he's not a good guy. He's a fucking pedo and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. He didn't fucking kill anyone before. Shut the fuck up. The most dangerous person there, quite literally, is the guy who killed 2 people and maimed a 3rd. I can't believe you're saying that, like, this is an insane fucking take.
17 months and still haven't made it to 3rd base with you.
Yeah, you only molested non-boys. Dude, I'm not saying he's a good guy, you fucking idiot. What don't you understand? Oh my God, dude.
Did you see that nerd kid who went to the Middle East to try and fight ISIS?
You can't randomly clap people thinking with the hopes that like maybe they have a fucking, maybe they're a pedophile. You can't do that. Do you not understand that? What the fuck? I'm anti-capital punishment to begin with. You are just wrong, Hasan. Yeah, totally, dude. And Kyle didn't even know that, so shut the fuck up. If Kyle knew that, he'd be in jail right now.
As to the 4th count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty. As to the 5th count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant, Kyle H. Rittenhouse, not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury polled? No. Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done.
As each charge was called out and each not guilty was spelled out by the court clerk, I looked over to the family of Kyle Rittenhouse, and at the very last one, his mother gasped. It sounded like one of those relief gasp. Her hands her head fell into her hands, and she appeared to be crying. The verdict, obviously, not guilty.
Yeah, no. In America, killing people is totally justifiable as long as you find out after the fact that they were not a good person. Okay? That's just how this works. You know what I mean? That's just like, that's literally what these fucking dinguses in my chat are arguing. Like, oh, dude, nah, man, you're fucking crazy. Like, oh, dude, I can't believe you're not defending the situation. It's like, yeah, as long as you find out after the fact, just pull out their criminal record. Which, by the way, is what conservatives have done for in perpetuity. They did this to fucking Trayvon Martin. They were like, oh, he smoked weed at one point. Oh, okay, murder then.
For her son.
And also, that's not the only person that he fucking killed that night, okay? He killed a dude that was rushing him bravely because he thought he was a fucking active shooter. I mean, he was. He murdered another dude that just, by the way, is gone. Like, that's it. He murdered another dude and he maimed a third. And it sucks, but that is just how the American criminal justice system works now. You just fucking, you can string along additional kills. What? Hasan before Twitch? What the fuck is this?
Means he is a free man at 18 years old after being charged in a double homicide case with 5 different charges. And of course, the prosecution cannot retry this case. That would be double jeopardy. It means that he can go about his life.
No shot. You just called the guy rushing him brave. You think that it wasn't the right brave thing to do to fucking rush a dude who literally just killed someone in a fucking active shooting situation? Then why are there fucking why you're just basically proving that like the good guy with a gun is only the conservative guy with a gun, okay? What the fuck are you saying? Now, I'm not talking about Rosenbaum. I'm talking about the second guy he killed, which you guys don't even fucking remember because you don't care, because that like kind of defeats your fucking narrative, you know? That defeats the whole purpose. Like, you want to talk exclusively about fucking Rosenbaum. Yeah, you try to be like the brave woman beater. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Unless you mean the brave woman beater who is Kyle Rittenhouse, who also literally a week prior or like 2 weeks prior had fucking fought a lady. This dude literally was brave enough to try to fucking apprehend and subdue and stop a fucking active shooter with a goddamn skateboard, got clapped for it. None of you motherfuckers are even like considering that. The ones that want to defend Kyle Rittenhouse.
Charge tells me that as long as I got a kind of long barrel on my gun and I
you bought a house here right before the purge happens, IRL amount. Yeah.
Basically own a child soldier in the front lines of Kenosha, Wisconsin. "13 months of radicalization and parasocial education, brother. Love you, Jan Hassel."
Life. As for the others in the court, there were family members of those who were shot by Rittenhouse as well. We expect to hear from them. And on the steps of the court, as has been for every...
Hey, man, I really do hope if you're ever in an active shooting situation, okay, and it's probably likely because you do live in America and we have the most psychotic gun culture, no one tries to defend you, okay? No one tries to defend you by taking out the fucking active shooter, you know? Because that's a bad take. So obviously the right thing to do is just get fucking clapped in that situation. The juvenile possession of a weapon count would have been a nothing charge since it's a misdemeanor anyway. It doesn't matter. They didn't even want to give him a fucking misdemeanor, bro. That's the whole point. That's the whole psychotic shit. That's the most insane part of this, dude. Is that like they wouldn't even want to. The judge was like, I don't even want him to get a fucking misdemeanor charge here. You're being a little hypocritical here because we both know playing the hero and stopping an active shooter is every leftist wet dream. Wait, what the fuck? No, it's not, dude. No, that still goes back to being like the American hero, okay? Video of Kyle punching that woman. Yeah, I can't believe you're doing the he's no hero thing. Well, meanwhile, 90% of these motherfuckers are like talking about the skateboard guys like charges or some shit.
He gonna be the beds. I'm a pistol whip his ass. Yeah, you gonna be the beds. You gonna be the beds though. You gonna be the beds. He trying to be tough. Look at him. It's all white. He said, "Say it again." Black. We going to jail. Oh, fuck up. They gonna come take us first. No Captain Save a hoe. Punch that bitch. Oh, Miss, she already smacked him.
It doesn't matter anyway. I don't even know if this is fucking real or not, but it literally doesn't matter. It does not matter. This stuff does not play a fucking role. What does matter, however, is the 15-day prior fucking Kyle Rittenhouse video where he literally says, "Oh, if only I had my AR-15, I would fucking shoot at those guys."
Single day of this trial, the uncle of Jacob Blake, Justin Blake, has been standing there, and there have been crowds of people, up to about 24 people on any specific day. They are clearly and visibly unhappy with this verdict, but it is,
you know, the one that the judge said cannot be used in the court case. Yeah, the judge did not allow him to allow that video to be shown in the court case for the prosecution to establish that, like, this person is clearly irresponsible.
Tomato time.
You know?
Verdict that this jury saw fit. We learned a lot of things in this trial that we should sort of go over, and I was just kind of reviewing some of the things that we learned in the trial that were not necessarily public knowledge before that. One, there has been a lot of talk, especially by politicians, about where Rittenhouse was the night of this shooting, and it turned out he was already in Kenosha, that he had family here, including his father, that the gun was here in Kenosha.
Oh, for the record, yes. If you, for even a brief moment, think that if Kyle Rittenhouse was black and then somehow survived killing two people, like killing two conservatives, okay, at a protest without like cops immediately murking him, okay, and then the court went to a case, or it went to a court case. If you think that conservatives would not be blasting Kyle Rittenhouse fucking beating that woman, or like the old video, or the fact that the fucking biased ass judge refused to use that old video, like it's just ridiculous. It's a completely ridiculous fucking world you live in, and it's impossible for me to even have a conversation with you. Yeah, this is what I was referencing, by the way. The Kyle Rittenhouse recorded weeks before the Kenosha shooting saying he wished he had his fucking AR to shoot at people leaving CVS. We live in an incredibly ridiculous fucking planet. I mean, look. So mad, so bad watching CNN. Ha ha ha. Dude, if you write like this in the chat, you're a very sad person. I'm just letting you know. Like, you're not looking cool when you write that way in the chat. Like, it's very obvious that you are a very sad person.
He did not bring that overstate.
Okay, dude, race had nothing to do with this. Jesus Christ. Dude, to consider that, like, race has nothing to do with a situation where a fucking white kid who's a counter protester to a Black Lives Matter rally got lenient, the most lenient fucking judge on the planet, has nothing to do with race. It painfully shows how fucking Caucasian you are, okay? There's literally an ongoing case happening right now. Okay, the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. It happens every fucking day. Julius Jones's execution was commuted only yesterday. Like, this is the ongoing reality with the American criminal justice system. To say that, like, this has nothing to do with race, blah blah blah. You're like, you know, you're delusional, dude. He went to counter a BLM protest with a gun. You know? He went to counter a BLM protest with a gun. The reverse of this already happened with Michael Rennell. You know what happened to Michael Rennell, who shot and killed a Patriot Prayer guy who was fucking bear macing people in a crowd. Michael Rittenhouse was an anti-fascist in Portland. He had been shot in the past for running security for other protesters in Portland. He'd literally been shot in the past. Michael Rittenhouse gave an interview to Vice, and like 2 days later, Trump deputized some fucking, deputized a bunch of people, or told marshals to go execute him, and that's precisely what happened. And then Trump literally bragged about executing him, okay? This guy shot and killed a white supremacist patriot prayer guy who was bear macing a crowd of people, and then he got executed by the American government without a fucking trial in the street. And Trump bragged about it. Do you understand? That's it. That's the reality. Anyway, I gotta pee. I'll be back.
It turned out during this trial that we learned that the gun that he had a hold of, he actually could legally possess, according to the judge and according to the law here, because of the measurements of the gun. Had it been shorter and a short-barreled gun, then it would have been illegal, but because it wasn't, the judge said that that needed to be thrown out, and indeed, that charge of a minor in possession of a gun illegally was thrown out in this case. The jury only looking at those who were injured, those who were endangered, and those who were killed the night in August that Rittenhouse ended up shooting people. We also learned that he was working here that night, that he had stayed over that night here, and we saw some video of, for example, Joseph Rosenbaum, the first person that he shot and killed. We saw drone video, high-resolution drone video that did not come into this case until 5 days into this trial, and that is under contention. There was a mistrial requested because of both what the defense called prosecutorial overreach, and they said they were going to file about this video that appeared very late in the game, the high-resolution version of it. But now none of that matters. They're certainly not going to ask for a mistrial after their client has been acquitted in this case. But we did learn a lot of things from that video because it was very clear what was going on. There was a video of Rosenbaum chasing after Kyle Rittenhouse during this time when he had his gun. And at one point, Rittenhouse levels his gun at Rosenbaum. Rosenbaum continues towards him. And as he gets close to Kyle Rittenhouse fires his gun several times. We learned also in the trial that he was hit 4 times, and obviously this is a AR-style rifle that has the capability of firing very quickly. But we have also learned that in this case, we saw one of the only person who was shot and did not die that night from Kyle Rittenhouse's gun. And we heard from Gage Grosskreutz, and this was a pivotal moment in the trial, hearing from the one defendant who was shot but survived Kyle Rittenhouse shooting at him. And he said that when asked whether or not Kyle Rittenhouse shot at him when his hands were up, he said no. And then he was asked by the defense, did you point your gun at Kyle Rittenhouse and then he shot you? And he said correct. That was a big moment for the jury for sure, because that could be self-defense, and that indeed is what the jury decided. When you go through each...
Yeah, the point is, he should have shot him. Like, he should have shot and killed Kyle Rittenhouse. In which case, he would have gotten self-defense, because America is the most insane country on the planet, okay? Because we're just like, it's the Wild West out there. That's literally what this is. Classic trolley problem. No, the American trolley problem. Who has more guns? If you move the trolley to the left, you have 10 guns and everyone's killing each other. If you move the trolley to the right, or if the trolley continues on the path on the right, you have 20 guns with people killing each other. Everybody has guns. The point is, it's all fucked. You are lying, says gay Maphrodite. Wait, I'm lying? No, he would have fucking been able to get away with self-defense. What the fuck are you talking about? Or, sorry, if the same principles applied, he would have been able to get away with self-defense. Of course, the principle there is that Kyle Rittenhouse is a hero, and because he's conservative, and the other dude is leftist, ostensibly, because he's at the fucking BLM protest, so he would have been a murderer and probably gone to jail. But, you know. What narrative are you pushing today? You know, just narrative pushing, dude. Like, murder is wrong. And our fucking insane gun culture and criminal justice system allows there to be murders and vigilante justice enacted on the streets whenever there's a fucking protest. That is bad and wrong and fucked up. And it makes this country less safe. And, you know, that kind of stuff. If you have a disagreement with that, I don't know what to fucking tell you because you're a psycho. Tired of your anti-murder agenda, brother?
One, Anthony Huber, who was also shot before Grosskreutz, he had a skateboard and he attempted, and you can see on the video, hitting Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, the prosecution has maintained that they said that the people that chased after Kyle Rittenhouse after he killed Joseph Rosenbaum were simply doing so because they thought they had a mass shooter on their hands and were trying to stop him. But the jury clearly thought that in this case, after Kyle Rittenhouse tripped and fell and turned his gun and people started coming at him, that he was only defending his own life or from great bodily harm. And that.
Yeah, dude, it's almost like I said, it's almost like having a gun and using it, or having a gun and running around with it in the middle of a fucking protest is like not a good idea, because then people, when you shoot someone, are going to think you're a fucking active shooter and try to stop you, in which case, like, those people would have fucking, you know. So the mass shooter gets to defend themselves? Yes. Yes, they do. Yes, they quite literally do, okay? They quite literally fucking get away with it. It's a combo. It's a combo system, boys. That's just how it goes. Maybe don't attack someone with a gun then, or maybe don't bring a gun to a protest. Why is that so controversial for motherfuckers to admit? I love that. I love that fucking take where it's like, no, dude, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Well, then you're going to get fucking killed, okay? I'm just letting you know. If you bring a gun to a protest, next time someone's going to kill you. As a matter of fact, it will probably be a cop. Like, that's the other reality. The first thing that they fucking teach you in a concealed carry weapons permit class is that you have to immediately clarify that you are the good guy with a gun and you're a concealed carry holder, okay? Why do they do that? Because cops don't know who the good guy with a gun is. Because a gun immediately escalates every situation to gun violence. Yeah, just fucking don't try to like protect others from an active shooter either, obviously, because if you get killed, then the courts will say, you kind of deserved it. Sorry. Look, as long as the first guy you killed has like a fucking rap sheet, you know, all the other guys you killed, well, they're just you were just doing self-defense. All you gotta do is wave that thing around, dude. And if the footage is grainy and someone thinks you have a gun, they fucking come after you. They might even be fucking deranged. You kill that guy, all of a sudden, active shooter scenario, boom, 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 blap, 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 blap. Kill as many people as you can, and you'll get away with it. None of the criminal records of the other people fucking even matter, because like there were people being like, "Oh, the guy actually open hand slapped a grandmother or something." Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. That's just fuck him then. I guess it's just like fucking literally murder everybody. 90% of the people. 90% of the fucking scumbags that are like defending Kyle Rittenhouse, especially the white supremacists, literally come from domestic abuse families, okay? Like your dads and your uncles and your sister wives would be in fucking jail for being meth-addled, psychopathic fucking weirdos. So shut the fuck up. Dummies. Murder everybody and check backgrounds later. Yeah, everyone is a cop now. I love that, like, you know, the police force of this country is incredibly fucked. So we decided now we're going to take it one step further. And now vigilantes can do instead of fixing policing in this country, we've decided we can legalize and deputize vigilantes on the spot. Very cool. Anyway, this heartbreaking verdict is a miscarriage of justice and sets a dangerous precedent which justifies federal review by DOJ. Justice cannot tolerate armed persons crossing state lines looking for trouble while people engage in First Amendment protected protests. Yep. Yeah, America's so fucked. We outsourced, like this chatter is saying, we outsourced our broken police force into fucking children. We're just using child labor now. Child labor at McDonald's, child labor in the police force, child labor everywhere, baby.
Of course, this case has a lot of tentacles. It is not just what is going on inside of that court. This has been a political football, if you will. It has been, the right has looked at Kyle Rittenhouse this whole time as a hero. The left often, or the far left, has looked at Kyle Rittenhouse as a devil. And it has just gone back and forth. If you look at anything online, you will see for and against, and it is pretty clear that people are sticking to their sides, but they were not in this court. And many folks did not watch this trial. We did. We were in court watching every second of it. And the jury looked at all of the evidence. We know they looked at it hard because this is the fourth day of deliberations. They have deliberated more than 24 hours over the past 4 days. And so they looked at everything. They rewatched the videos. And really, when people talk about the star witness in a case, the star witness in this case, or the star evidence in this case, was the video. The video could be watched as many times as they wanted to watch it. The public could watch the video if they liked. And so it seems that in this case, yes, Gage Grosskreutz was an important witness, but the video seemed to be the star in this case because the video shows you exactly what happened that night. Anna?
Well, and we know that that is exactly what the jury was focused on in their deliberations because they put forward about 5 questions, I recall, to the judge, to the court, and most of those specific to the video as well as the jury instructions themselves. So they were reviewing that video, one of them in court, the other one they were able to take back and watch on a laptop so they could review it multiple times if necessary, and they were very confident in this.
You know, being well armed at a protest is the only way that you can fucking engage in self-defense now. Just like the self-defense that you can get from the top of the hour ad breaks. Oh! That's right, because at the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, if you want to defend yourself against those ad breaks, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5, or you can do that for free with a Twitch Prime. That's right, baby. Ad break comes a knocking, okay? But you can avoid them by subscribing or waiting for a fucking gifted subscription, which, you know, if you're lucky, then GG's. If not, then you're going to have to use your Twitch Prime for free.
Hello.
Here is the ad break now. Dude, that was an abrupt one. I'm sorry. That transition was a little aggro, okay? I apologize. I'm sorry. That was, you know... What the fuck, dude? I saw even some of the mods. Puggo, that segue. Yeah, that was... Are we allowed to show the videos now because the shootings aren't violence now? Yeah, no. I think I will still get clapped. Here's the 1 minute ad break now.
This verdict as they delivered that not guilty verdict on all 5 counts that Kyle Rittenhouse was facing. We saw him tear up in court. We saw him what appeared to be a collapse in some way as he hugged his lawyer and then was visibly shaking as the judge confirmed he was now a free man, just 18 years old when this crime that he was alleged to have committed took place. He was just 17 years old at the time when he went to Kenosha, Wisconsin with that AR-15 style weapon and ultimately shot and killed 2 men and wounded a 3rd. But again, not guilty on all.
Now apply this logic to the next insurrection equals pile of dead hogs. No, that will never happen, dude. Please get this out of your heads. conservatives already know the reality that like they are aligned in most instances with those who have the guns within the state, okay? There's a reason why they were able to walk into the fucking Capitol building, okay? They know that cops aren't going to shoot them. That's why the cop never shot Kyle Rittenhouse for running around with a fucking AR-15. That's it. The laws do not apply to them. Just like the First Amendment is only about being able to say the N-word and not about like being able to even say that Kyle Rittenhouse is a fucking scumbag without conservatives crying and asking for you to be fucking silenced with, you know, litigation. Okay? Just like the Second Amendment is about being a fucking white conservative shooter and never about self-defense when you're black. Conservatives literally did the same thing when they justified the shooting of Jacob Blake. They always do. It's just like Kyle Rittenhouse is going to be a fucking conservative congressperson now, and great, good for him, dude. Great future ahead of him.
Charges. His defense was it was in self-defense, and the jury apparently agreed.
You know,
I mean, think about the conservatives. They shot one person, Ashley Babbitt, who, by the way, I literally said was wrong, and there were other ways that, yeah, I hope he sues you. I hope he sues you. Shut up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Listen, fucking crying little babies. Let me say something here. Some of you know my take on Ashley Babbitt. I got a lot of shit from fucking liberals for saying I don't think Ashley Babbitt should have been shot. Okay? I have a consistent no murder, especially no murder in the hands of the fucking state take on a lot of these issues. Obviously, that doesn't mean that there aren't circumstances where like it's warranted. Okay? But hella people got fucking mad at me for saying that. Yeah, sued for discourse. Free speech, by the way. Exactly. I want free speech, but when I hear that you're exercising yours, well, then I'm going to say it's slander. The guy Michael Vernell pulled a gun on the cops Trump sent. That's why he got killed. That's not true. He did not pull a gun on the cops. You're wrong. There was a massive fucking New York Times investigation into it. He did not pull a gun on them. He just got fucking clapped.
Actually not surprised that this resulted in a not guilty verdict because of the jury instructions, Anna, and you spent a lot of time talking to me about the jury instructions, figuring out why they were so consequential. And I want to direct everyone to a particular moment when defense counsel and the prosecution were fighting with the judge over a particular portion of the instructions, that being whether the jury would have to go beyond the idea of self-defense to reach the lesser included offenses. There was an argument that ensued talking about, well, look, if the jury in this case, the trial jury in this case finds that self-defense was used in some way or entitled to be used, then that's it. That ends the actual inquiry. And you heard the prosecution very adamant about not wanting that to end it because they knew they couldn't go down the line to lesser included offenses. And a big part of me thinks to myself, this is of course where this came down to. The idea of if
Hasan Big Mad Law Massey W, first of all, I'm not. I literally am not. I would be mad if I had an expectation that is different from the American state. I do not. I think the American state sucks. Okay? I think the criminal justice system sucks. I'm not mad. I am fearful, though. The fear that I have is that going forward, protests are going to be even less safe. And if you actually do go to a protest, you might get fucking clapped. If you don't realize that, if you don't recognize, I mean, a lot of you don't ever fucking go outside of your houses, so you don't really care. But it's not great.
he was entitled to use self-defense with respect to the first victim, Mr. Rosenbaum, then a domino effect would occur to figure out whether he was entitled down the line. His testimony was the most compelling aspect of this entire trial. The prosecution's theme of this case, ultimately you saw in the closing argument, but that was really sticking the landing and having the overall routine not being as compelling. They thought they could make a case in Wisconsin about an active shooter and that everybody else who responded to Kyle Rittenhouse was actually the ones acting in self-defense. That proved unpersuasive, it seems, for this particular jury, but it makes sense for two reasons. One, Wisconsin is a place.
Did you ever go to a BLM protest? Yeah, of course I did.
It has a gun culture that's not synonymous with criminal activity. The idea of saying you want to alienate a gun owner would not have been persuasive enough. The idea of saying, hey, they were acting in self-defense might have been compelling, except for the jury instruction, Anna. The jury instruction said you have to view whether his belief in having to use self-defense was reasonable, not through the eyes of the jurors in hindsight, not in Monday morning quarterback, but through the eyes of then 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse and a person of ordinary intelligence. And so when you saw him take the stand and explain why he himself thought that he was in lethal danger at that point, that probably was the one that tipped the needle and tipped the scale and moved the needle to say, hey, this person in his testimony is exhibiting some aspects of ordinary intelligence, number one, that he believed that it was reasonable to do so. And now the burden went back to the prosecution, where it always should stay, to say, hey, we have proven that he was not reasonable in his belief that he was in a kill or be killed scenario. And so what you see here is, even through the closing arguments, Anna, as compelling as they would be about the active shooter and the reaction to an active shooter, you have to actually, through your case, present evidence that disproves the very low threshold in Wisconsin, where a defendant only has to offer some statement that they felt entitled to use self-defense, and you got to disprove it. And of course, the two people who were killed might have been in a position to do so, but they couldn't testify. They were dead. The third person testified that he himself had a gun and may have pointed it inadvertently at Kyle Rittenhouse. And the chaotic theme that was throughout the defense's case is what ultimately likely led to the not guilty verdict in the end. And as Ellie has been speaking about, that's it.
Like, Kyle's self-defense argument literally applies to the fucking other dudes, which is why, once again, that dude should have shot and killed him, in which case he would have gotten away with it, and that would have been self-defense. Would it actually have been self-defense when the guy is not such a high-profile conservative fucking pet project? I don't know, but seems like it would have happened. If the law was just, if the law was even.
There's no other recourse for the prosecution in this case, but there is this backdrop, Anna, the backdrop of the Jacob Blake shooting, which the defense, frankly, had the nerve and audacity to actually
chasing after someone in self-defense, bro. Lamau, bro, chasing after an active shooter who literally points his gun at you, points it back on the ground, and the moment that he points his gun at you, you put your fucking hands up, okay? And then when he points it back at you, you rush him. I don't know, man. That does seem like in that moment that's self-defense, no? If he had just fucking shot him because he had an AR-15 and he was pointing it at him. I love that a plastic bag flying in the vicinity of a fucking person with an AR-15 is reasonable grounds for self-defense. A skateboard, okay? Someone rushing you with a skateboard to like try to stop you is not reasonable grounds for self-defense. But, or that's reasonable grounds for self-defense. But when someone points their fucking AR-15 at you and you shoot them before they can shoot you, that's not self-defense. You're basically just stating the only time something is self-defense is if the guy is conservative. And the more conservative they are, the more self-defense they're doing. And the less conservative they are, especially, God forbid, if they're a leftist, then no self-defense.
Mentioned in this sense. They said, look, 7 shots to the back was deemed to be okay in this jurisdiction. My client only shot 4 times. When I heard that, I thought to myself, you know what? This is somebody who's keenly aware of this political backdrop, a racial inflection point in this country, trying to equate Kyle Rittenhouse with a member of law enforcement, calling a use of force expert on to talk about that. And you saw the climate around this environment, discussion of him being somebody who had to usurp the authority of police because...
Where's the line, though? Does this include online threats that you create yourself, lol? What do you mean? Where is the line for online threats? What online threat that I have created? Dude, listen, I'm just gonna... Not you. I'm gonna start banning people if they're just like fucking, you know, just writing insane shit in the chat. The real issue here is that POC don't get the same treatment. It's not that Rittenhouse was necessarily a mass murderer. It's that when the roles are reversed of the brown person, they get fucking murdered. Yeah, of course.
Because cops weren't doing anything about it at the time. All of this combined, as you see now, to a...
Why are they not mentioning the old video of him literally saying, if I had my AR-15, I'd be shooting at them?
And now we are hearing from family members of some of those people who were shot by Kyle Rittenhouse. Let's go back live to Sarah Seidner. What are you hearing, Sarah?
The family of Anthony Huber, who was the second person shot and killed that night as Kyle Rittenhouse was being chased down the street and he fell. Anthony Huber is the person who had the skateboard in his hand and hit Kyle Rittenhouse with it, went across his body and was fired upon. The family visibly upset in court. They have been here every day. They have been watching every movement of...
Oh, they were asking if you can claim self-defense after murking someone who said something mean online a week ago. I mean, listen, you can't fucking fantasize about shooting people and then actually act on those desires and then have the fucking court not use that as evidence to show your mental state leading up to why you were in a place that you weren't supposed to be in with a gun that you're not supposed to be carrying. Okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, I do not give a fuck that the judge was like, oh, the barrel is too long, so it's actually a hunting rifle. Like, why do I have to sit here and suspend, like, just everything that I'm seeing with my eyes, everything that I'm hearing with my ears? Why do so many people act like they're sitting in that fucking jury and want you to literally fucking deny the reality? Like, oh, well, technically a law says that he was, he had a hunting rifle, when it clearly is not a rifle that you can use to fucking hunt anyway, because the barrel was long enough, so he actually, he was in the woods hunting. Like, he wasn't in the fucking woods hunting, dog, okay? That law is so that a 17-year-old can go hunting with their fucking dad, not so that a 17-year-old can get a fucking gun that his friend Straw purchased, by the way, who will probably see longer time, not Kyle, but the dude who fucking purchased the gun and gave it to him, okay? Like, why do you want me to act like that's the case? Why do you want me to act like Kyle Rittenhouse legitimately had concern over private property that he wanted to defend? Like, what is this nonsense? You want me to admit that a fucking convicted child molester is a bad person? Of course. Of course. Of course he was a fucking bad person. I admit that. So why can't you fucking turn around and admit that, like, it's psychotic to be like, I want to defend gas stations, so I'm going to fucking take a gun and walk around with it in the middle of a protest. Like, that's insane. It feels like you want me to also live in this, like, delusional worldview. I feel like I'm being gaslit. You know what I mean? When I hear people just, like, keep making those arguments over and over and over again, I feel like I'm being fucking gaslit by, like, psychos who's like, nah, dude. What do you think he was in the fucking... You think he was in the woods? Was he hunting with his dad? And that's where he was stopped? Did he materialize in the middle of Kenosha with a fucking rifle in hand? It's nuts. You're a psycho. If you think that I'm going to live in that fucking mental state, you're a psycho. You need a lobotomy. Jesus Christ.
Miffed Rittenhouse got off on
of
my
this
birthday.
trial and
Absolutely
every
fuming.
question that the jury had, and you know, they are upset. They feel that their loved one did something to try and stop someone who he believed was a danger to the public in their minds, and that, you know, he died in vain. And so we expect to hear more from the family of Anthony Huber. And you know, as we go through this, what Laura Coates just said is very, very important, that there is a political backdrop to this outside of the court. In the court, some of that political backdrop was brought into the court, particularly by the defense. A lot of people gasping at the comparison between Kyle Rittenhouse, who is, you know, not a police officer, and the officer who was never charged with anything in the shooting of Jacob Blake. But the judge has been very clear in saying that this should not be based on anyone's politics. This should be based on the...
By the way, the persons that I swear some people in here are like posting in here literal Aryan Brotherhood. These fucks are so unhinged, it's terrifying. Dude, I looked at the quote tweets of my original, like, this sets a very dangerous precedent tweet. And like half the anime avatar motherfuckers who quote tweeted me being like, yeah, we're coming for you. We're going to self-defense you, blah, blah, blah. Like, they literally have like Heil Hitler posted all over their fucking profiles. Like one of the guys, one of the fucking, like, here, I'll just show you to fucking prove the point. Where is it? I said, well, there it is. The Rittenhouse, the precedent. Where the fuck is it? There was like a dude who literally was like a Führer or something. Like, that was his, like,
Hi, Hasan.
some Heil Hitler Andes, bro. Oh, he deleted his tweets?
Not guilty an hour ago.
Doesn't the USA have that weird thing where the families can still sue him at a lower court? I don't know where to go from here. Yeah, the dancing cat with the swastika guy.
The evidence in this case, and it is clear that the jury did deliberate. They did take their time. They did look over evidence. They did ask questions. They did mull over what I think is the star evidence in the case, the video itself of each of these shootings, and it just so happened that each of them were captured on video that night. One from a drone, from someone who brought that to the case very late in the case, and one or a couple from live streamers who were out following all of the action in the streets that night in August. For some people, this is a stunning verdict. For others, they predicted that this would happen because they the whole time believed that Kyle was defending himself, that Mr. Rittenhouse was out here trying to help protect businesses, and all of this stuff came out in the trial. But for those who did not,
I'll let you roast my...
I mean, yeah, we saw this already.
Guilty, my friends. You have a right to defend yourselves. Be armed, be dangerous, and be moral.
Bitch, you ain't dangerous at all, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up, dude. Okay, sorry. Like, it's just so hard for me not to fucking... I'm not being ableist. I'm not gonna say anything, okay? Like, shut the fuck up, though. Like, we saw what you did to those trees, okay?
not watch the details of this trial. There are a lot of folks talking about it in very general terms, but the details are what matter to a jury, and that is...
Oh, yeah, that's the fucking guy that privated. The one who was saying they're going to come to my house and murder me in self-defense. Like, hashtag Rittenhouse verdict, a Heil Hitler. Come on, bro. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is what the anime person said. That's right, Hasan the Hun. You're fucked, you stupid idiot. You baka. You baka. We're coming to your house, you baka. We're getting bailed out and acquitted after defending ourselves from you. Be afraid. You baka. Guns on a wheel, he's a technical.
what the judge asked them to do, and they did what they felt was the right thing by looking at all of the details that they sat through for a couple of weeks and then deliberated for 3.5 days. And their decision is final, as has been said by our very smart lawyers who are on today. The decision is final. There is nothing else that will happen with Kyle Rittenhouse in this case. He is a free man and can go about his life. Anna.
Sarah.
Holy shit, they just legalized the extrajudicial killings of Hasan Piker fans. Hashtag Kyle Rittenhouse. Cool, man. You seem to be a very cool person. Like, that's that seems like a cool thing that's going on, you know?
Still new on Twitch, been following on YouTube for a while.
Death threats on Maine, what an idiot. Dude, it is so... I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. They are so bold. They're fucking fueled by shit like this. That's why these dumbasses go to the Capitol and film themselves violating the fucking law, dude. Why do you think the two motherfuckers that murdered Ahmaud Arbery in the middle of fucking broad daylight filmed it and thought that they could get away with it when they did a hate crime lynching? Because, like, this is the level that they're at now. It's just like, yeah, I could just fucking murder this guy. And it's fucking chill, you know? I could murder the... I could murder Hasan and HasanAbi fans and get away with it because, like, it's fucking tight, you know? The law will defend me. And the reason why people can, like, openly thirst... But people say you're making shit up. Yeah, I know. But the reason why they can openly fucking thirst this way, in this like bloodthirsty way, is because they're winning. It's the truth. There's always been a right-wing slant in the American criminal justice system. There's always been a white supremacist slant in the American criminal justice system. I'm gonna get you. I don't really care about the trial, but if there's going to be riots, can this guy's mansion be affected by it, please?
What are your brief thoughts on the outcome of the trial?
A dangerous, unheard of new concept called self-defense. Welp. I'm pretty sure the precedent for self-defense was set decades ago. I love when fucking Yang Gang dipshits are also like bloodthirsty maniacs. If property's not worth defending, then does that mean I can go to your $1 million mansion and wreck that shit down? They really think they want a Squid Game or some shit? Yeah. If you go through it, I have 800 quote tweets on this tweet. Like, most of them are just like, I can't wait to murder you. Like, people literally are just like, I can't wait to murder you at your house. Hey, cool, man. That's sick. Thanks. Like, that's LSF comments too. Yeah, it's fucking wild shit, dude. It's wild shit out here. I can't wait to murder you and then claim self-defense and get away with it. Okay, well, that's tight, I guess. Fuck it, dude. You're incredibly good at angering apes on Twitter, even if it's subconsciously. I aspire to reach your levels one day. It's not a good thing. All of those tweet threats would not be relevant in court either. Yeah, of course not, dude.
Happy 10-month anniversary.
Laura would be like, we're not admitting the tweet that, Junya Watanabe 69, anime lover, tweeted out where he said, I'm going to come to your house and murder you when you're sleeping and claim self-defense after doing precisely that because the tweet itself was sent to us in an improper format. And then the judge will be like, that's right. That's right. I tried to zoom in, couldn't do it. Anyway.
Stand by. I want to go back to Charles Coleman Jr. because
Jesus,
I
take the
think,
wheel.
you know, some people will look at this and not understand the law fully. They may say, you know, we heard the prosecution present their argument that it was Kyle Rittenhouse who came there, who had this gun, who provoked.
You're just mad because he's going to have a bigger house name because of the defamation and character losses? Dude, I think people don't understand how fucking insane the First Amendment protections are in this country. Like, this has to be like a UK chatter or something. You know what I mean? Also, you're like thirsty for some fucking other random dickhead to like sue people and make money off of faulty defamation lawsuits. Like, are you in the UK? Is that what's going on? Because like in America, it is really, really, really fucking difficult to make something like that stick. I'm just letting you know.
That's true, I guess.
Yo, that's Hasan, man. All about how big his house is. Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm constantly like fucking, you know, I constantly judge a man not by the content of his character, but of how the size of his house.
Essentially, these men who he ultimately shot coming at him. Why doesn't that hold water? At least the jury decided that that didn't cut it.
Well, ultimately, what this comes down to, and I believe what it likely came down to for the jury is, was Kyle Rittenhouse's claimed belief, the belief that he alleged on the stand, that he was an imminent threat of danger or an imminent threat of losing his life, such that he had to respond with lethal force to defend himself. Was that reasonable? If you recall, there was testimony and during his cross-examination where they talked about how the gun was being held and whether it was being held sideways. The prosecutor in that moment attempted to try and suggest that because the gun was being held sideways like you might see in a movie, that somehow that made Rittenhouse's belief that his life was in danger less plausible. But obviously when it came to what the jury thought, what the jury felt in terms of how they reviewed this case, they still believed that Rittenhouse was reasonable in his feeling that his life was in danger and that it required the use of deadly force. And so because of that, the provocation charge that they were read ultimately was outweighed by his claim, by Rittenhouse's claims of self-defense.
So let's talk about.
Look at how happy they are, dude. They're such psychos, dude. Holy shit. That's right. We got him.
Verdict. So obviously not guilty on all charges. The thing that stunned me about the controversy over this is that the standard in American law is reasonable doubt, right? It wasn't even that the defendant in this case, Rittenhouse, had to prove that he did this in self-defense. He had to prove that there was reasonable doubt that he might have done this in self-defense. There is no human being with more than 2 neuronal firing synapses.
So it's a bad thing that he's free now? Yes, 100%. Like hitting him with at least like one fucking layer of accountability would be what a competent criminal justice system would do, whether it be a misdemeanor charge or anything like that. Yes, 100%. Like, I don't want him to go to fucking jail forever. You know what I mean? I think that like there is an opportunity for rehabilitation there. This is like a 17-year-old fucking dude, 18-year-old now. Obviously, that's long gone. I don't think that like Kyle Rittenhouse will ever be rehabilitated. Let's be fucking real. He's going to become a conservative grifter. But the point is, this would have been a perfect case for someone who could be rehabilitated, right? And it's too late now, but that rehabilitation starts with like accountability. And if you don't get any fucking accountability,
thanks for streaming, Hasan.
That's it. Like there's nothing. Like there's no condemnation. The only grifter in the room is you. Wait, what? Okay, dude, whatever. Dude, you're really doing stuff. And I've been saying the rehabilitation thing since the fucking beginning. He's 17 years old, right? But you know, we don't live in a normal fucking universe. And he literally, we live in a universe, we live in a country where you can just fucking bring an AR-15 into a protest as a counter protester and wave it around and fucking, you know, when someone rushes at you, you can kill them, and then every other kill after that is fucking free. You know, it's just legal kills, baby. Let's go.
Thank you for the awesome community, Hasan.
And people will celebrate you as a hero when you should not have been there. You should not have brought a fucking gun. You should not have brought a gun to a protest.
Survived that 9-month brain rot, boys.
I don't think I'm crazy for saying this. This is something that I've been saying for a very, very long time. And I've said this when leftists bring guns to protests. Not just right-wingers. I think it's bad when leftists bring guns to protest as well. Because what Kyle Rittenhouse did is what is going to happen. He can go anywhere he wants, right? Land of the free. Yeah, dude, that's why I'm going to park myself outside of your fucking house with my AR-15 and a bunch of my guns, because I'm going to fucking protect your property. So when you come outside and want to do something about it, who knows, baby? Let's go. You see what I'm saying? That's insane. You can't just fucking act like he was just simply, you know, abiding by the rules of freedom of travel. Okay? He can't, like... He should not have brought a gun there. That's my point. He should not have brought a gun to that protest. If he was running around with a fucking medic bag, nothing would have happened. No one would have died that night. 1,000%. You know? No, that's a threat. Wait, why is that a threat? Why is that a threat? What if you're 30 minutes drive from where I live? That's not a threat. You can't say, I'm threatening you, while simultaneously saying, Kyle was not threatening people. You can't. That's cognitive dissonance. Your brain is not working. You literally just said, I'm threatening someone, while simultaneously saying Kyle was not threatening anyone. It's brain rot is what you have. You're too stupid.
14 months, Pog.
I'm not even saying he shouldn't have been at the fucking protest. If he truly cared about saving people's lives or whatever the fuck, he shouldn't have brought a gun.
Hog is gonna hog.
Who did not know this was the case. Everybody knew that this was the case. If you had a prefrontal cortex and you watched this trial for more than 35 seconds, you knew the prosecution had nothing. You knew all of their witnesses were defense witnesses. You knew that all of the tape backed Rittenhouse's account. It is astonishing to me that there's still members of the media.
Didn't Breonna Taylor's boyfriend get cleared of charges? Dog, are you seriously using that? Are you using that as a fucking counter? Are you fucking stupid? Dude, they fucking jailed him, bro. The only reason why he got cleared of the charges was because we found out about it and there was protests about it. You know, luckily there wasn't a Kyle Rittenhouse at those protests, because apparently they could have gotten a couple free kills too. Also, you know who didn't get clear of that fucking improper breaking an entry, by the way? Because he was at his house. He was at his girlfriend's house.
Thanks for
okay? The cops broke into their fucking house and started blasting and killed Breonna Taylor. You fucking idiot. That was his own house. His domicile. Kyle Rittenhouse does not live in the Kenosha gas station. That's how far you need to fucking stretch to make a comparable case with a black person, dude. That's fucking nuts. That's how much you need to fucking stretch to try to find like a case where you can find a black person. And the only way that that person got cleared of the charges after being fucking jailed for it was because we found out, and it was an improper fucking insane situation. And remember what that fucking white supremacist criminal justice system did then. The only officer that was found at fault because he fired bullets into another apartment. So every single bullet that hit Breonna Taylor was legal in the eyes of the law. Does that make it moral? Does that make it right? No. But if you say yes, you're a fucking racist, white supremacist, scum of the earth, piece of shit worm. And you better hope that nobody self-defends, themselves around you, okay?
Yo.
Our white supremacist criminal justice system placed someone else's walls ahead of an actual human being that was murdered in that case. And motherfuckers still are like, oh my God, point to me where the criminal justice system is racist. Shut the fuck up, dude. Thank you, MK Spanky, for the 20 get the subs.
Media claiming that for some larger purpose Rittenhouse had to go to jail, which by the way shows you where they are, because it was never about the case, and it's never about the case, right? It's never about the circumstances of the individual case. It's always about the broader narrative that must be pushed. And just like you got to break a few eggs to make a Stalinist omelet, you have to break a few defendants in order to create social justice according to these jerks. And so the fact that the jury stood up, did the right thing here, is pretty impressive. It also, I think, underscores how much of a threat they were under, really, because to get them to not guilty, that means that that's either somebody had to be convinced to go not guilty, in which case the entire jury had to bring, logic to bear, or they knew not guilty from the outset, and they were waiting because they didn't want to be run up a flagpole for the grave misstep of somehow just saying the obvious right away. Whatever the case may be, it is perfectly obvious that this jury did the right thing, which means, of course, that the media and the court of public opinion will deem that the jury did the wrong thing.
This is what
you know what? At least Kyle Rittenhouse ain't going to jail.
Right. No, this is what I want to know though. On that period where they're just deliberating.
Thank you, the real ashtray for the fight. The subs.
Talking about, were they waiting for a mistrial? Were they trying to kick the can to someone else, or were they? Do you think that they were actually debating any of the facts of the case?
Who the hell knows? I have no idea what was going on behind closed doors. It's hard to imagine that there was a lot of debate going on behind closed doors about the facts of the case. Again, all they had to get to is, could a reasonable person have a serious doubt about whether Kyle Rittenhouse was guilty in this case? And the answer is, there is not a reasonable person on earth who wouldn't have at least a pretty serious doubt about whether he was guilty in this particular case. So again, if I had to guess, I would think that maybe the jury was like, we'll sit around for a couple of days and have some pizza and beer and think about, trying to kick the can down the road a little bit. Maybe a mistrial gets declared, or maybe at the very least, it looks like we spent time considering the evidence. But you never know. There could have been a couple of holdouts who were convinced to go along with the not guilty verdict. Whatever the outcome here, it's the media response that's going to be so telling, because you can see the long faces in the media like right now. If we tune over to MSNBC, I guarantee you that there are a bunch of media figures who are decrying the nature of America's criminal justice system. Well, if Kyle Rittenhouse had been black and his victims had been white, et cetera, or if Kyle Rittenhouse had been black and his victims had been black, and all the rest of it. The reality is the prosecution never had a case here. They never had a case. And by the way,
dude, okay, let's say that is true. Let's say that the prosecution never actually had a case here. Well, I mean, they definitely could have had a better case if they could have established like prior motivations of improper handling of guns, if they didn't use like the fucking hunting rifle defense to absolve him of the misdemeanor charge that even comes along with a 17-year-old carrying a gun, all that sort of stuff. But like, let's say there was no fucking case to be had here, that it's all totally valid and appropriate under the court of the law in the eyes of the fucking legal system, in the eyes of the criminal justice system. The least you can fucking say is like, well, that's kind of fucked up. But no. That's not fucked up. It is totally valid. It's not fucked up that a fucking kid can go to a different state, okay, and defend a gas station with an AR-15 that he's not supposed to have, and kill 2 people and maim a 3rd. It's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
If Kyle Rittenhouse had been a black guy and his victims had been black, you never would have heard the story. Right. It never would have been a story in the first place.
What?
That sort of shooting.
Yeah. It would have never been a fucking story because he would have been murdered on the spot, dude. That's why it would have never been a story, because cops would have literally fucking executed him. They would have lasered him. This is psychotic, dude. And by some stroke of luck, he wasn't murdered on the fucking spot. They literally would have given him the fucking death penalty, dude. What the fuck kind of take is this?
Shooting takes place on a regular basis in Chicago. The reason this was a national story from the get-go is because the media wanted a narrative, and
anyone who makes this argument is a gigantic piece of shit racist. Doesn't matter what they tell you their fucking political leanings are. Doesn't matter what the fuck they say. They are pathetic, pathological, delusional racists if they think that, like, oh, this would have been a story if it was a black guy. Like, completely psychotic take, dude.
the narrative that they wanted from the get-go was evil white Trump supporters are out there shooting social justice protesters. And none of that was true. It just wasn't true from beginning to end. So good for the jury, good for the judge. And I hope that Rittenhouse, I hope he takes these, the media members who are declaring him murderer, the people at Facebook who are refusing to allow anyone to donate to his legal defense fund, I hope he takes these bastards to the cleaners. I hope he makes out like a bandit, because people need to pay for lying about people to the point where they end up in the middle of murder trials for which they clearly bear no culpability.
What about the prosecutors? Do you think...
Bro, this guy literally, like, not that long ago, celebrated the death of Trayvon Martin in the hands of George Zimmerman and said, like, I can't believe he's having this. I mean, I can believe it. He's just like such a piece of shit. Like, it is such an insane fucking thing to hear from Ben Shapiro after a dude literally gets away with murder. Okay. He's upset and hopes that, like, he will end up suing people who said he murdered people. He did. You're such a bitch, dude.
Think, for instance, that they should have declared a...
He didn't celebrate the death of Martin. He just agreed with the outcome of the trial, says XQC4. Wait, are you sure he didn't celebrate the death of Trayvon Martin? Quick, chatter. I know one of you motherfuckers already have it ready to go. Send the tweet over to XQC4 over here so the juicer could be learned. The juicer could be fucking taught a valuable lesson today about how Ben Shapiro tweeted about these, tweeted celebrating that Trayvon Martin was fucking murdered by George Zimmerman on the anniversary of his fucking birthday, saying Trayvon Martin would be 21 today. Oh, there it is. Trayvon Martin would have turned 21 today if he hadn't taken a man's head and beaten on the pavement before being shot. Like, that's like years later, bro. Years later, this motherfucker is still... Oh, this is a story that we covered before. Prosecutors plan to appeal Crystal Kaiser's defense decision to the Supreme Court. Speaking of self-defense, this young black girl who was sex trafficked, killed her rapist, shot and killed her fucking rapist. That's a touch and go case, boys. Kaiser was 17 when she was charged in 2018 with first-degree intentional homicide for the shooting death of Villar, a man that prosecutors say had been filming sex with underage girls, including Kaiser. She is alleged to have shot Villar before setting his Kenosha home on fire and fleeing to Milwaukee in his car. Yup. I covered this story. You want to know what the most fucked part about this story is? Listen to this. The reason why we know Kaiser was raped by Villar was because Villar fucking filmed it, right? And the reason why we know Villar filmed shit is because all that evidence was readily available to the police force. When this 17-year-old was fucking, this 17-year-old victim of sex trafficking was thrown in jail, all of that fucking child pornography that he had filmed, cops had access to it. Tell me again, dude. Tell me again how the criminal justice system is fucking working, that it's not racist. Wait, so it's okay or not okay to shoot pedos or only if you're white? Wait, I'm sorry. Did you get a lobotomy beforehand? 9-month subscriber Jenna's Artsay. Shooting a pedophile who has raped you is entirely different than shooting a random guy who happens to be a pedophile. Are you fucking so stupid that you can't comprehend a world in which, like, there's a difference between two of those actions? What is wrong with you, dude? Why are you so fucking stupid? Literally an insane person. Like, an insane person, dude. Fuck off. Seriously, suck my dick. Right, so why does she get in trouble? Because we have a fucking horrible criminal justice system, you dumb bitch. I think she's agreeing with you, dude. No, she's not. No, they weren't. What the fuck do you mean? Wait, so is it okay or not okay to shoot pedos or only if you're white? You're misunderstanding, mister? Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Okay, I fucking unbanned them. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fucking... I've been getting, you know, anally penetrated by fucking Nazis in the chat all day, every day today. It's not that I misunderstood. It's that you worded it really fucking weirdly. Anyway. Hasan is victim blaming the chatter he yelled at? Yeah, of course I am, dude. Yeah, victim blaming. I mean, it's just like... Are you guys not seeing the fucking chat? Are we not in the same stream today? Like, have you not seen the way that... Have you not seen the way that people are fucking behaving in the chat today? Of course I'm going to think that someone is like... There's a reason why we're at 20-second slow mode with a follower mode being an hour. Do you think that this is a special day on top of every other day? Maybe because I've had 800 quote tweets on like my tweet saying this is a fucking, you know, this is setting a very terrifying precedent with like literally people fantasizing about how they're going to kill me and get away with it with self-defense. Perhaps that has something to do with me being a little on edge, you know? Maybe that's the reason why I'm a little on edge. Yeah, we've already collectively banned like 300 people today. Come on, bro.
We've lost the war on guns. Personally, I knew it was over after Sandy Hook. We had a chance to pick guns or kindergartners, and we went with guns. There are 393 million guns in America. And I don't want to be judgy, but I think it's gotten absurd.
Hunting season has arrived. Diamond hunting season, that is. If you have your sights set on this, you can get this free from Leanne's Fine Jewelry.
Shut the fuck up. Is that a real ad, dude? Holy shit. You're a prominent leftist in the USA, bud. There's a commie flag behind you. I think you'd expect it. Bro, just because I expect retaliation doesn't mean it's acceptable. You understand that, right? And there's also a reasonable disagreement that you can have with me beyond being like fucking supportive, extremely supportive of like white supremacy or in denial of white supremacist criminal justice system existing or fucking fantasizing about how you're going to murder me and get away with it under a newly established, you know, self-defense principle here. Like, how are you going to be like, oh, you should expect it, dude? Okay, well, fuck it, I guess.
Every kill begins with K. So here, I really missed that. So here's
Thank
the
you,
deal.
Bodak, for the 10 gifted subs.
The problem with guns is that there's too many of them. And while research clearly shows mo guns, mo deaths, let's defer to the victors in this war. Mr. NRA, do you have any thoughts on how the rest of us could die less?
Lean in. Listen to me now.
Go on.
And never forget these words.
Spit it out.
To stop a bad guy with a gun, it takes a good guy with a gun.
As long as they're conservative and white, but especially conservative. And also the bad guy is the leftist. Janae is Artsy. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs.
Yes. Why didn't I think of that? Shootouts. One question, very quickly. How can you tell who's a good guy? You know what? Maybe I guess just ask them. I'm sure people are generally honest about that.
I was a good guy on the street. Sure, when Bruce Skinner, you'll tell you I was always.
Oh, wait, that's the person I banned and unbanned. Okay, I'm sorry. See, Janae just set a bad precedent. So now I'm going to ban all of you and then unban you with the hopes that you will also gift in the chat. That's what dangerous precedents look like. But the positive is more people will be recipients of gift subs and no longer see the ads at the top of the hour. Because at the top of the hour, and sometimes 6 minutes before the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see ads, if you want an ad-free broadcasting experience, then all you need to do is subscribe. Or maybe get a gift sub from Burgles, who just gifted 10, or John, who gifted 5. Or you can subscribe yourself if you don't get a gifted sub for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Thank you, Giambia. Twitch Prime is free as long as you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account. Huckles, 10 gifted. X-Spiritor, 5. Thank you. Here's a 1-minute ad break now. Joline Cujo, 5. 8-Bit Amethyst. X-Fortnite Kid. Thank you. Movieator. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, stop. Movieator with a 10 gifted. Seofan with the 5. Sheffy DJ with the 5. Gaucho Marks with a 20. Okay, we're done. Stop it. Enough. Jamaican Runner with a 25.
OJ gets a gun.
Hasan's lower part. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. 2BR02BKV with a 10.
Probably fine.
Jonathan, 5.
Not his weapon of choice, allegedly. You know, are you taking OJ? Did that really just happen?
Bodak, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Okay, I can't pay attention to what's going on right now. Okay.
OJ gets a gun. It's probably fine. Not his weapon of choice, allegedly. You know, are you taking OJ?
Wait, hold on. What is this? Glenn Greenwald got owned into oblivion? Shant Mazrobian. This fucking guy is the weirdest name, bro. I swear to God, I'm sorry, but like if your name is fucking Shant. Wait, what U.S. media reported the victims were black? I'll answer in a second since I explained this repeatedly already, but I'd like to know from you. What do you think explains that so many large media outlets from all over the world made the same major mistake and said the people he shot were black? Coincidence? My guess is because the involvement of Black Lives Matter protests, which is factually correct, but perhaps doesn't translate well or translates confusingly. This would seem more likely than a sinister plot by liberals to misinform the public. Adam, this story is so incredibly stupid. The media unanimously portrayed this as a racial justice story. The AP filed the story under the racial injustice news category. Yeah, I really wonder why people thought the case involved a racial conflict. Adam understands this point. He knows his left-wing audience that didn't watch the trial is enraged. Bro, this is a terrible argument. This is like an absolutely terrible argument. Are they now saying that the media should not have reported this under racial injustice when it's a counter protester that went into a fucking Black Lives Matter protest? So you aren't even saying the media is misreporting this. You're saying, I want the media to misreport the story and make it seem like the BLM protests had no role to play in this. You know? Because I want the media to be biased in my way. That's literally what you're fucking saying here. Not a single, by the way, not a single person Glenn has brought up said that, like, the victims were black, for the record. Adam understands the point. He knows his left-wing audience that didn't watch trials in race, so he came back from his Twitter hiatus to defend the honor of the corporate media, which he finds yet again to his befuddlement is 100% on the side of a major controversy. Dude, saying that to anyone is really funny. Saying that to Adam Johnson is hilarious. This motherfucker is literally exclusively a media watchdog, okay? I don't even think he likes me, and I'm gonna defend him here regardless, because he's 100% in the wrong. I mean, right, and I like his takes regardless. But he's straight up is a fucking. He used to work at Fair. He hates you. Yeah. I don't think he's a fan of mine. But it doesn't matter. He's great. He has great ideas. He's a smart guy. Who cares? Literally, all I do is criticize corporate media. You only criticize liberal corporate media. I do not go on corporate media. You have a permanent seat on the most watched corporate media show on the most watched corporate media outlet, which you mysteriously never criticize. I mean, that's clapped. That was great. Glenn suspiciously goes incognito after getting fucking rolled and smoked here, but you know. What is this? Skirt Vonnegut? Friendship ended with Nestor. Now Kyle is my underage sex wingman. Yeah, Nestor was getting old, bro. Problem is, Kyle is also 18 now. Too old. Too old for Matt. Someone in the chat said, free Nestor until it's backwards. Wait, that's me? Oh, the person who made that tweet is in here too. Free Nestor until it's backwards. From the grips of Matt Gaetz. Anyway. Is backbone held for about an hour? Take a look at the flood of indignant responses to Biden's ridiculously uncontroversial statement affirming the validity of the American jury system. If he doesn't flamboyantly denounce someone who's just been unanimously acquitted, he's a despicable white supremacist. Dude, what the fuck, dude? I mean, dude, I like Michael Treacy a lot more than I like Matt Taibbi and Glenn Greenwald, because at least Michael Treacy is like funny and very creative. I used to love Matt Taibbi. He was one of my favorite fucking journalists, dude. It's so sad to see. Same with Glenn Greenwald, as a matter of fact. It's just wild what has happened to them. Hasan's funny forehead equals Paints champ. What, dude? If you think Michael Treacy is not incredible with like the way he operates, I don't know what to tell you. Dude, he literally went to a college campus. Like, instead of writing about like, oh, it's kind of weird that there's these like restrictions on college campuses, while like, you know, that's the whole purpose is like you need to get fucking vaccinated, and if you get vaccinated, then like why the fuck are you still applying restrictions? That's what a normal fucking Substack Andy would do. Michael Tracy takes it the next step and he goes to the fucking college campus and he's yelling at fucking students with a megaphone. Like, how are you not going to laugh at that, dude? He does that for you, okay? He does that for me. And he got Yo Mama'd with a karaoke machine. Kyle Rittenhouse shot 3 and killed 2 people and was just acquitted. Daniel Baker posted online about the need for self-defense against far-right protesters and eat the rich memes, and he got nearly 4 years in prison after being held in solitary confinement for 7 months. Yep. FBI arrests activist Daniel Baker over posts about police abuse and self-defense. Yep. Even the fucking Cato Institute was defending this guy too, libertarians. Baker made multiple violent threats, Marty goes on to allege, and yet the probable cause Marty gives mostly includes things like Baker having traveled to Seattle over the summer to protest, posting online about wanting to buy a gun, posting clips from a podcast with the word anarchist in the title, posting a video about first aid for protesters, or taking pictures of U.S. Marshals who are investigating his roommate in unmarked vans. One threat that Marty includes is a post where Baker says he may start having to rob the rich and pedophiles too, so he wouldn't wind up homeless and hungry again. By the way, to be fair, this is like exactly the energy. I'm willing to bet that this guy 100% was one of those people. If he wasn't in prison right now, he'd be like, I'm going to fucking rob you. You're a rich pedophile to me as well. This is what I mean when I talk about fucking crusty anarchists. That guy doesn't deserve to be in prison for that. Okay? That's fucking nuts. Listen, I might dunk on the crusties. You don't need to go to jail, though, for being fucking deranged on the timeline and talking about how you're going to murder me because you live in a nice house, okay? You don't deserve to go to jail for that. That's crazy. But of course, in our criminal justice system, clearly he fucking, he did. Another threat the FBI agent cites is an eat the rich meme. Another threat offered is Baker offering to pay cash for information on the identities of Capitol rioters. A few posts use Baker to do include pledges of violence, but only if and in response to direct violence and threats from others. The closest thing to a non-self-protective pledge of violence is an Instagram post where Baker writes, if you don't take up arms against Trump, then you are a coward, posted during the time period where it seemed former President Donald Trump might not actually peacefully cede power. One man's violent threat is another's pledge to defend democracy. Anarchists should go into Twitter cringe jail where they only talk to other cringe where they can only talk to other cringe posters. Yeah. I feel like conservatives would hate that. That would be hell for them. But anarchists are probably totally fine being in an echo chamber where they're like talking to other crusties. You know what I mean? I could totally see that. I mean, they do that in the commune anyway. Like Hosgord got him. That too. I purged a lot of the anarchists from Hosgord though. I mean, they still of course exist, but they're the normal ones. You were mentioned. Ninja is no longer Twitch's biggest streamer, but he's made peace with it. What the fuck? Why am I in this article? But it's not just that Blevins and his priorities have changed, so has Twitch. During Blevins' time away in 2019-2020, a new crop of popular streamers arose with focuses more diverse than just the big video game of the week, a month or a year. HasanAbi Piker spends the lion's share of his streams discussing politics. Ludwig Ogren is always trying some new stunt or gimmick, whether in games or in real life, most famously his 31-day never-ending subscription marathon stream during which he broke Blevins' record for most paying subscribers on Twitch. Chess had a popularity explosion on Twitch. So did Hot Tubs. Even though it's been just 3 years since Blevins was the fresh-faced talk of the town, a new generation now runs the show. These incredible young creators like Tommy Innit, Ludwig, XQC, Hasan, some of them aren't even gamers, Blevins said. Some of them just make IRL content, and they're blowing up. It's awesome. What do you mean, young motherfucker? Aren't we the same age? What is this? Wait, hold up. How old is Ninja? We're literally the same age. He is older than me by 20 days. Not 20 days, more than that, but he's older than me by a fucking month plus, Can't do math. Whatever. Fuck it. He called you young, dude. Take it. He's not entirely cut out for the current Twitch meta. Literally, that's the reason I'm kind of stuck where I'm at right now. I love gaming, and I'm always going to love gaming. I don't want to be a react streamer where I sit and watch videos for 8 hours. I start my stream, and I'm immediately in a game. Stream goes live, intro's out, and I'm queued up. I'm playing. That's all I want to do. Wait, he called me young because he's a part of the Hasan Positivity Week? Is that what happened? Or young as in because I'm young to Twitch? You're dope swooners and young swooners and strong swooners and sexy swooners. You see this deranged opinion? I love deranged opinions. The more deranged, the better. Kamala Harris's popularity is plummeting. What about Mansion Cinema 2024 ticket? Okay, I lied. Some of the deranged opinions I no longer want to see. I was wrong. That was not a deranged opinion I would have liked to see. No.
Did that really just happen?
I gotta pee. I'll be back.
OJ knife joke, and they're like, hey, buddy. He's paid his dues. You know what? Actually, they're right. Doesn't make sense. You know what's probably better? Don't let somebody tell you themselves. They're probably going to lie. References. Because everyone's going to say they're a good guy. Maybe you know if a guy is good if a different good guy gives him a vouch.
There's a guy I'd like to really thank here that people don't thank enough, but there's a kindly, wonderful, gentle man that we all deeply love. His name is Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein gets a gun. You know what? This isn't going to work. We're not going to be able to define good guys, so let's just focus on maybe keeping guns away from bad guys. Like terrorists. They shouldn't have guns.
A loophole in federal gun laws allows suspected terrorists to buy guns here in the U.S., and they have.
What the fuck? If you're on the terrorist watch list, you can have a gun? Okay. Well, what about registered sex offenders? It turns out sex offenders apparently also need guns. So we obviously can't agree on who the good guys are, and we can't seem to agree on who the bad guys are. So what are we supposed to do here? It's not a sci-fi Tom Cruise movie where we have some magical premonition of which bad guys are about to commit a violent crime and can intervene in the crime before it's too late. Or is it?
I'm going to start banning people who say, watching from EU, Omega Lol. We get it, bro. Okay? We get it, dude. Why are you fucking flexing? Why? Why are you flexing in the chat? Do you think it's appropriate? Huh? Is that funny? It's like your friend got in a car accident and has to walk around with crutches, and you're out here tap dancing in front of him like, look at me. Look at me. I am living in the EUs, and it's very funny to me. Maybe later I will get some health care. Yeah, guess what, dude? We're watching from here, okay? And it's not good. Ooh, look at me, eh? I'm watching from Canada. If I was Canada, I would not be fucking talking shit. Because your proximity to our fucking brain rot is so close, dude. All you need to do is just wait for Wait for some fucking gun manufacturers to be like, we should be selling small arms to Canadians, and then literally fucking decide to put their tentacles into Canada and destroy your country from within in a similar capacity. You know? Just wait, dude. Just wait. You're way too fucking close. You're way too close to us to be talking shit. That's all I'm saying, okay? You know my memes become dreams, okay? You know my memes become reality. If I was Canada, I wouldn't be talking shit. That's all I'm going to say. Look at what we did to Mexico.
It appears a domestic dispute led to the massacre at a Texas church that left at least 26 people dead. The gunman, Devin Kelly, had a history of domestic violence.
The GOP shooting at the baseball diamond. He had a history of domestic violence.
Reports of domestic abuse, domestic violence complaints against him.
And an allegation of domestic violence.
History of domestic violence.
6 arrests for domestic violence.
Remember, it's supposed to be illegal for him to have a gun.
Violence.
Buy a gun.
20 years old and already has a domestic violence history.
Domestic violence offender.
Yeah, talking mad shit for someone within lobbying distance. It wouldn't be all that hard to fucking start selling small arms, okay? I'm just saying, dude, you better fucking watch it. Before you know it, those surplus of fucking weapons, the small arms that we create out here, that we fucking manufacture out here. Oh no, don't you know? Going across the border to Snowtown. That's right.
It turns out domestic violence is a predictor for gun violence. In fact, there's a study that suggests a felony domestic violence conviction is the single greatest predictor of future violent crime among men. This is our...
Fun fact, good time to remind people that study conducted, the last study that was ever conducted on this, actually, you'll figure out why they stopped it, showed that 40% of cops are domestic abusers, which is, of course, 4 times the rate of domestic abuse in society. So, you know, 40% of cops. You were to, you know, disarm 40% of cops. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. Maybe we should apply the law.
Sci-fi movie thing.
Oh yeah, that was self-reported. 40% of cops that self-reported domestic violence.
Because if we simply kept guns away from domestic violence offenders, we could potentially stop 60% of mass shootings, 30% of child firearm deaths, more than 50% of women, 65%, 75%. Okay, I'm sorry, fuckload. Every 14 hours, an American woman...
What? I did not know this. Every 14 hours, an American woman is shot dead by an intimate partner? Shut the fuck up. What? I gotta look further into that. That is a fucking... That's bananas, dude. That is bananas, dude. Every year, more than 600. Oh my God. Oh my God. Every year, more than 600 women are shot dead by their fucking partners. Roughly coming to about 14, once every 14 hours. That's 600, not statistically relevant. I mean, that's just gunshots, dude. That's crazy. That's surprising it's not more. What do you mean there are 60,000 gun deaths per year? Yeah, we are a big country. That's why women are so into true crime. Got to think about how they might defend themselves. I won't reveal who said this, but once a friend of mine told me that we were talking about why everybody like loves the fucking the Gabby Petito story, or like why women love true crime. And a friend of mine who I will not reveal, don't try to figure out who it is, made a really interesting assessment, okay? He said, men have idiotic fantasies where we think we're going to be like, you know, doing Steven Seagal shit with guns where we're going to stop a school shooter. Like, it doesn't even fucking matter. That's like our fantasy. And I believe that women have a similar fantasy where they get murdered and they are super pretty and they get murdered and everyone says, look at how pretty she was. And everyone talks about them over and over again. over the course of a month, like the Gabby Petito case. And that's part of the reason why stop fucking trying to figure out who it is. I'm not going to tell you because it's a fucking controversial take. That's exactly what Bernie talked about in the essay libs love to rag on him for. Like, that is what the underlying assumption is. Maybe it's a bad take. I don't know. It seems like it is. A lot of people are throwing up fucking question marks in the chat. Kind of weird you outed Austin about this. Okay, guys, shut the fuck up. I mean, I can't say I don't do that. I don't know. It's not about being murdered, by the way. Also, disavow the comment. Yes, I disavow it. It's not about being murdered. The point is that everyone talks about you and everyone talks about how fucking pretty and nice you were and how horrible this crime was. That's like a Jordan Peterson level take, by the way. People talking about your murder for a while only applies to white women. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. But yeah, it's like at the same level of like fantasy. Hell no, that's kind of insulting, Lamau. Okay, well, now we know. Comes from a narcissist's mind who think everyone wants to be famous. Why? What is the reason why women love true crime? I wonder. Because it does not make sense to me at all. I feel like you're under constant threat. Like, it's a very real situation for you. So it's kind of weird to like consistently and constantly watch like shit that can happen to you literally at every date. Like every fucking date. Everyone loves true crime, but especially women love true crime. That comes from men only care about women dying when they're pretty as a male fantasy, not a female fantasy. Must feel good watching people get caught for it, though. Like, I feel like I wouldn't want to, if I had that fear every day of my life, I feel like I just wouldn't want to fucking watch it all the time. You know what I mean? Because that's a legitimate fucking fear. Every 14 hours, an American woman is shot dead by an intimate partner, as we found out. So we could look for the warning signs and possibly be able to avoid them. Called morbid curiosity. Yeah, that makes sense. My take, we already feel like we're in danger and need to be on the lookout, so we think we may learn how to not be the next victim. Okay, let's keep going.
Woman is shot dead by an intimate partner. You might not care about any of that. And if you're the type of person who doesn't care about any of that, I do think I know an area that may speak to you more.
2 police officers shot and killed responding to a domestic violence call.
A rookie police officer was gunned down responding to a domestic violence call.
Shot and killed early this morning, responding to a domestic violence call.
Shot and killed while responding to a domestic violence call.
What the fuck is that flag, bro?
Responding to a domestic violence call.
Shot and killed.
It's like, wait, what flag is this? Is that the Arizona flag? The Arizona flag is literally the rising sun flag? What the fuck? No way, dude. The The imperialist power of the of the land of the rising sun of Arizona. What the fuck? The Arizona Empire, dude. Oh, that's great. Rising sun and a 5-point star. Looks like SE Asian country, Southeast Asian country. Rising sun flag, one of the best flags aesthetic wise. Yeah, I do kind of hate that, like, Nazis ruined the swastika and the Imperial Japan ruined the fucking rising sun, because aesthetically speaking, it's like there is like a like it's how do I describe it? Like, devoid of all of the implications, it's like aesthetically pleasing. You know what I mean? Of course, it's fucking awful, you know, and you know what I mean. Like, obviously, if it wasn't a fucking cool symbol, the Nazis wouldn't have used it and bastardized and abused it. Fascists are historically very, very fucking aware of aesthetics. Intentionally, by the way. That's like literally the purpose. Why are you saying, oh, no, no, no. No, fascists love aesthetics. They love marketing. What the fuck do you mean?
While responding to a domestic violence call.
Responding to a domestic violence call.
Shot and killed in the line of duty. They were reportedly responding to a domestic violence call.
It turns out removing guns from domestic violence offenders also backs the blue. Between 2015 and 2016, domestic dispute calls made up 41% of all fatal.
Going back to the vid, not giving weapons to domestic abusers most likely won't stop them from killing them. In my country, guns are heavily regulated, and a woman is still killed every 33 hours or so. Misogyny transcends the guns. Guys, I don't think a single person thinks that, like, having less guns is going to solve all the problems. If there are people like that, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not one of them. Okay? Restricting access to guns just makes it harder, okay? That's the point. Like, that's the point, is you restrict access to guns and you regulate it heavily so it's harder to kill people, okay? If knives were as successful as fucking M4s at murking motherfuckers, the U.S. Army would be running down the fucking streets like House Atreides. Okay? When they go into Iraq, they'd be going like House Atreides with their fucking, you know, knives. But that's not the case. There you go. That's a Dune reference, motherfucker. That's right. When a woman is in an abusive relationship and the batterer has a firearm, the woman's risk of death is significantly higher. Yeah. It's harder to enter America than it is to get a gun. Man, U.S. got this shit in reverse. Yeah.
Fatal police calls. For police, domestic violence calls are the single most dangerous calls that they respond to. It's why we're letting these wife-beating cop killers get away with literal mass murder.
Okay, but like, you know, wife-beating cop killers. Well, some of the fucking cops are the wife beaters too. You know what I'm saying? Coffee Dave, thank you for the 5. Get the subs.
And why is the Lifetime channel the only network covering this phenomenon 24 hours a day? Oh, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, I hope you get out. You guys saw that one too, right? It's entertaining, but I saw it coming. We treat domestic violence like it's a tampon commercial. Ignore the blood. Pay attention to the dancing women in the white shorts. They're smiling. It's springtime. Everything's fine. By the way, the law already says domestic violence offenders can't have guns. If we just enforced that law, we would prevent other types of gun violence, the kind that actually makes the news. It's not a solution, but it's a real harm reduction model for gun violence. Unless, of course, Mr. NRA, you have a better solution on the table?
Arm America's women.
Go fuck yourself.
I mean, that's literally what. Yep. Yep. That is. And it works too. Like it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. And it's been working. And that ties perfectly into the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Okay. This concept ties perfectly into the Kyle Rittenhouse case. We have such a fucking distorted sense of like self-defense and access to guns and be able to the right to carry in public and all this shit that like literally this is even an argument that like a 17-year-old with a fucking AR-15 that killed 2 people in a fucking protest is not facing any repercussions from this. So it's not just like the reactionary attitudes that conservatives have. What the fuck is this? Why did you just link this to me? I don't understand. Six meat eaters and 1 vegan. Oh my God. Are you serious? Yeah. Meanwhile, Kyle is getting fucking job offers from Congress, dude. Yeah, I saw Chris Hayden's like stupid fucking tweet. It was stupid. I feel like I'm going insane. No, you aren't, dude. You're sane. That's why you feel like you're going insane. Because the country is fucking insane. Like, absolutely. Absolutely, positively fucking insane.
People said, well, we should really concentrate on vaccinating the unvaccinated.
Okay, I don't want to watch PBS NewsHour. Did you see Soda got a 300K Porsche? No shot. Are you serious? Good for him, dude.
It's blue. Your S-Pen's blue. Okay, we're changing the name. What are you calling it?
I don't fucking know. I'm not naming it yet. Let me get this paperwork done so it's not awkward.
Okay.
Let's go look at it.
Kevin, pee on it.
Holy moly.
Oh my God.
Yellow brake calipers.
That's sick, dude. Holy shit. Damn, they got DoorDash for cussy? Yeah, bro. This is the car I drive while listening to your podcast? Yeah, right. Clip of him and Nick going fast in it.
Oh,
Wicked.
Yeah, right after this.
Oh, damn, that cussy be good, dude. It's hitting, dude. That's some good cussy right there.
All right. Right after this. Good luck. Holy fuck. 75 already? Oh my
Oh, that's what good cussy sounds like, dude.
God. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, right after this.
Race him in your Camry, I'd defeat him. Dude, are you kidding me? I have a V6. I have a Toyota Camry Sport Edition. I would smoke him, dude. I would smoke him like Mark Zuckerberg smokes meats, okay? 100%. Toyota Camry Sport Edition, dude. V6. Come on. Come the fuck on, dude. This looks like a GT3 RS. It is. No, I don't want to get a Porsche 911. I've sat in one. Remember, it's too small. If I get a Porsche, it's going to be a fucking Taycan.
Lascelles. I am Fiona Lascelles.
Tell them what grade you're in.
And I'm in 2nd grade.
And why did you, when you and I met, what did you tell me about going to school?
Why weren't you going?
I wasn't going to school because I was getting suspended for not wearing a mask.
So now, tell them about the mask and why what you didn't like about it.
I didn't like the masks because you have germs on your hands and then you touch it
She's reading, I think.
and you put it on your face and you breathe in all those germs.
So now, since you've started telling your story, they haven't made you wear a mask lately, right?
Yeah.
And now, does that make you happy?
Yes.
Yeah. Your class.
I mean, yeah, this is like the exact same argument that conservatives use because they too also have the reading comprehension and the critical thinking skills of a fucking second grader. We have an entire nation full of people that unironically operate exactly like a second grader. They have a second grade brain information processing capability. That's where we're at. This is the reality that we live in, and this is what we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Mates like not having to do it too? Okay. Well, so she got things done. I mean, I'll tell you what. Good job. All right. You want me to help you down? You got her?
Just going in.
It's also yet another instance where like conservatives will fucking clap and agree and love any argument as long as they agree with it, even if it's coming from a fucking second grader, dude. I'm just glad that she's not around, you know, Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz off screen trying to figure out which school she goes to. Yeah. What school do you go to again? Oh, it's really inappropriate and unfortunate that they, you know, kicked you out of school. There's a second thought on why the American credit system is so terrible. Let's take a look.
It's made possible by Audible. Check out Audible's limited time holiday special by following the link below.
Oh, Ron DeSantis is going to do a 1v1?
More than any.
Wait, Ron DeSantis is going to do a 1v1 with Ben Shabibo on Sunday? Are you serious? Oh, that's fire, dude. I love that. I fucking love that. That's going to be awesome. Lots of memes from that one.
Other country in the world, 3 numbers can change just about everything. From your job, to your home, to your insurance, 3 digits can command where you live, what you can buy, and what it'll cost you. To most Americans today, this is just the way it is. But that idea, and the idea behind credit scores in general, is deeply complicated, discriminatory, and rooted in a long history of our financial system driving an ever larger wedge between the rich and the poor. In this episode, we're looking at credit scores. We're going over everything wrong with our modern credit reporting system, how you might hear people defending this broken metric, and the why and the how that landed us here. Problems with the credit reporting and debt system are incredibly easy to find. Give a 5-year-old an iPad and you can save yourself over an hour of babysitting with John Oliver videos on this topic alone. Credit reports are not only complicated and tightly guarded, but are also often misattributed, filled with errors, or leaked to the public in massive security breaches. Odds are you've had issues of your own with your credit agency, given the fact that at least 1/3 of Americans have mistakes on their credit report, and millions more flock to YouTube tutorials that promise that coveted 750+ score from so-called business gurus. These are incredibly important issues, but even they are only a fraction of everything wrong with our current credit system. So, what even is a credit score? In theory, it's an unbiased, algorithmically calculated number that is supposed to communicate your trustworthiness in financial transactions to a creditor. If someone wants to lend you money, they first need to know how likely you are to pay them back, and a credit score is meant to give them a standardized and objective way to know that from which they can adjust their rates. The problem is, a credit score doesn't do any of this. Credit, in its modern form, does 2 things. It reinforces existing social classes, often along the lines of race, gender, and income, and it creates an entirely new class system unto itself. Let's start with that first point. Unequivocally, Our modern system of credit reinforces racial and wealth disparities in this country, and the American history of redlining has a lot to do with this. Redlining, if you're not aware, was a process sanctioned by federal policies that segregated access to services like banking and housing on the basis of race and sometimes income level across America. Entire communities, primarily BIPOC communities, were prevented from bettering their conditions by being refused financial services and being denied access to wealthier, and therefore often safer and less heavily policed neighborhoods. A public-private partnership effectively formed between the federal government, cities, and private industry that would ensure certain types of people would not be able to access the new prosperity of the American economy. At the center of these policies were banks, who would refuse minority applicants advantageous loans, opening the door for loan sharks and predatory lending practices to thrive and suck more wealth away from non-white neighborhoods. Now, to be clear, people living in redline districts were no more or less likely to default on loans and mortgages. They just weren't allowed by the white establishment to take them out in the first place. And the consequences of redlining were felt everywhere. Worse social services like schools and hospitals, worse and more unsafe housing, closer proximity to hazardous waste sites. The list goes on for discriminated communities. In theory, this is what a credit score was meant to fix. When the first credit score was introduced in the late 20th century by Fair, Isaac & Company, or FICO, it was pitched to Americans, particularly Black Americans who had been historically excluded from the financial world, as a solution to credit discrimination. The 1974 Equal Credit Opportunity Act mandated that credit could no longer be awarded on the basis of race, gender, religion, or other immutable characteristics, and so that's what credit scores had to do. Whereas bankers, overwhelmingly white men, used to be able to decide who to give credit to on the basis of, hey, I like this guy, let's give him some money, loan approvals were now to be solely judged on an applicant's credit history. And wouldn't you know it, that fixed everything. Wait, no it didn't. Redlining and the deeply segregated society America had so lovingly fought.
But guys, don't understand. Joe Rogan said credit scores would be devastating if we had them here in the United States of America. Like, I'm so confused. You mean to tell me that we already have a system in place similar to that? That's fucking weird, bro. What the fuck? That's crazy.
Fostered for centuries, kept many of the financial instruments that were used to calculate these new credit scores entirely out of Black hands. Home equity in the Black community was low. Wages were not on par with their white counterparts. And predatory lending still thrived. Good housing was still refused to racialized groups, and cities hardly redressed any historical discrepancies between the poor and the wealthy. Getting a high credit score with these circumstances was almost impossible. And so, naturally, white upper and so-called middle-class Americans could continue using the banking system as their personal piggy bank, could live in nicer houses, and could gain access to better jobs. Because today, of course, credit scores aren't simply a number used to decide whether or not to give you a loan. 47% of employers check credit scores before hiring an applicant, apartment applications can be made or broken by a bad score, and insurance pricing can vary widely based on where your credit stands, saddling those with a lower score with higher interest rates and reduced access to necessary goods. Part of the reason this is the case is because credit scores only nominally ignored racial characteristics. With surgical precision, the kinds of payments that are likely to demonstrate trustworthiness in households with less initial capital, which Black Americans have been systematically denied, were kept out of the equation. Historical moments like the segregated application of the GI Bill exclusively allowed white service members to build equity in homeownership that could be passed down as generational wealth. And things like paying your phone bill, utilities, or rent on time are kept out of credit score calculations. The result is a self-reinforcing loop, in which access to more capital, more wealth, and a better life is shut off and severely impacted by your existing lack of capital. As a result, today's lenders are 40% more likely to turn down Latino applicants for loans, 50% more likely to deny Asian or Pacific Islander applicants, 70% more likely to deny Native American applicants, and 80% more likely to reject Black applicants than similar white ones. This is what is meant by structural racism. What decides who gets credit is baked into the structure of credit scores by outdated and discriminatory algorithms. You don't need to check a race box to get a credit score because the machine doesn't need it to know what you'd say. And for credit companies, the best part is they can turn around and tell you it has nothing to do with race. It's all about personal responsibility. There are about a dozen reasons this is wrong, but let's focus on just one. 52% of all collection accounts on credit reports are medical. This means that 52% of the debts that are due to creditors, roughly speaking, is a result of medical costs. 52% of the money owed and not yet paid back was borrowed to pay for a medical procedure of some sort, and is now lowering credit scores for millions of Americans across the country. What could that possibly have to do with personal responsibility? How is getting sick and receiving a medical procedure, one you cannot afford because American medical costs are the highest in the world, a sign that you are not a trustworthy person and should not have access to loans, a mortgage, housing, a good job, or good insurance? Obviously, it isn't. Credit scores moralize something that, more often than not, is out of our control. Nobody chooses where they're born, when they get sick, or when they get the rug pulled out from under them. Sure, you can do things to improve your credit score from any starting point, but that starting point is drastically different from person to person, can be completely upset by a random event you have no choice over, say a medical bill or a global economic collapse, and is made more or less difficult based on arbitrary factors decided by people who are now either long dead or stand to benefit from things staying the same. Now, is the modern credit score better than the upfront discrimination and predatory lending of the mid-20th century? Sure. Is it fair or reasonable? Absolutely not. And therein lies the entire reason to create credit reports. A credit score presents the option of loaning money to more people than a system biased against certain groups to the point of exclusion. But now that they're in the system, internal, invisible discrimination becomes the perfect tool for maximum exploitation. The switch to a credit score was not made on the moral virtue of a quote colorblind system. It was built on the profit motive. Because credit scores are much more than racism reinforcement machines. They are a system of classification entirely their own. To be clear, markets always create systems of class. There are always going to be people who are in and people who are out. Those who can buy a car, a house, health insurance, and those who can't. Where welfare systems are meant to ensure that these are options for most people and undermine this natural tendency of capitalism, credit systems have come in to replace welfare and individualize it so that it can maintain this discretionary access to goods. This is Monica Prasad's thesis about the erosion of the American welfare state. When welfare deregulation in the 1970s was in full swing, there needed to be something that kept some kind of safety net for the poor. Individual credit was presented as a decentralized trade-off to the big government version of welfare distribution. But at its core, it maintained the idea that some people are deserving of the minimum and others are not. Credit scores marketized welfare, and in the process, all but eliminated it. And the reason why is because although welfare systems may be able to provide these services equally to a system of personal credit in some cases, it cannot do so and at the same time generate quite so much wealth for the middleman, the creditor. With the ever more precise system of data collection and analysis that a credit report relies on, each individual consumer can be fully classified by the system of credit's calculations. The poor, who were once understood to be deserving of lower interest rates specifically because they were poor and therefore shouldn't be punished with a more expensive service than their wealthier counterparts, were rationalized as being less trustworthy by a system of personal credit that in turn justified charging higher interest rates. Credit companies rationalized making poverty more expensive than wealth. And the companies knew this. In an industry publication called The Banker, the August 2001 cover story included the following passage. Stop trying to lend at low margins to accountants, lawyers, and civil servants who are reliable but earn the bank peanuts. Instead, find the customers who used to be turned away. By using modern techniques in credit scoring and securitization, they can be transformed into profitable business. What they're talking about here is targeting poor Americans with the lowest credit scores and using that data and that leverage to generate massive profits by loaning at higher interest rates. To the rich, the poor are a great way to make money. These days, you'll probably have heard a lot about the Chinese social credit system. More and more, we are finding out that what was presented as an Orwellian, dystopian, and all-seeing surveillance system is a lot more mundane, limited, and decentralized, typically dealing with businesses who break environmental and food safety laws or fail to appear in court. And this is coming from sources like Foreign Policy, which isn't exactly a mouthpiece for the CPC. In any case, let's imagine that the Chinese social credit system was truly as dystopian as—
They're in the pocket of Big China, brother. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this, brother. I'm telling you right now. The Chi-Com party, more like Foreign Policy, more like Chi-Com policy. That's right. That's fucking right, brother. I said it. More like John Cena wrote that article. Tell you what. Thoughts on these chat rules based on what triggers you? No, I don't want to.
As it used to be described. Would it be all that different from the American credit system? Would it be—
All you need to fucking say is the 52%. Okay, that's it. You want to understand why America's the worst fucking country on the planet? I'm sorry if you're poor. If you're poor, America is the worst country on the planet because you're literally standing in proximity of such profound wealth that you have played a role in generating, okay? And you're just sitting there and you're fucking dying and there's nothing you can do about it. 52%. That's it. 52% of the fucking collections are coming from medical bankruptcies and medical bills. That's it. It's the worst shit ever, dude. There's no justification for that. We're horrific monsters.
Any more racially biased? Would it be more damaging to individual freedoms? For many Americans, the answer is no. The truth at the end of all this is that credit systems do very little to prove anyone's financial trustworthiness. You can be incredibly financially responsible without ever getting a credit card or building and reimbursing debt. But our credit scoring system doesn't care. If you aren't generating profit for someone else down the line, if you aren't paying to be part of the system, you are not allowed to live a normal life. I mean, seriously, something as trivial as paying off your car loan early and therefore not generating as much interest for the bank can actually lower your credit score. The credit system is truly twisted. I'd say it's broken, but it's functioning exactly as intended. Capitalism's tentacles slither into every aspect of our lives, causing untold suffering and countless problems. And it should be clear that to fix these problems, their cause must be rooted out at the source. This is an incredibly important topic, and it's one that isn't really talked about all that much. I try my best to learn and understand as much as I can so I can share it with others. And one way I like to do that is by listening to audiobooks. I travel a lot for work, so I have plenty of time to sit on planes and listen to fascinating audiobooks on Audible. One great one I recently listened to is Debt the First 5,000 Years.
Dude, there is nothing sadder than the edgelord poster. Rent not boosting credit score is also a great example. Yeah, there's nothing sadder than the edgelord poster who's like 3 hours too late and he like missed me talking about the trial and is still coming in here to be like, let's go, Kyron, that's his friend, fucking got him. I bet you're fucking mad, man. I bet you're so fucking mad right now. Dude, yeah, you fucking got us, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, bro. You fucking got us, chatter. Good shit, dude. What a W, dude. I hope you fucking... You mad, bro. You fucking mad, bro. I really hope this makes you happy. I really do, because your life is so fucking... It's got to be so sad that you're just like running defense on your fucking mobile phone over here. Fucking got him, dude. My life is so fucking sad, but ultimately, hey, like, let's go, dude. I bet you're super mad, bro. Fucking got him, dude. You know they use an Android too. Yeah, I'm super mad, bro. Anyway. My man just shitted and farted. to stop